Yeah. Ooh-wee. Got something interesting for all of you. Come on, follow me to the brand new lounge. Yeah, go ahead. Come on in. Come on in. How's everybody today? It's a great Thursday. We got a brand new lounge. Thank you, by the way, for pausing your game. Hopefully, player one wins. But make sure you guys grab yourself some food. We got some brand new food. We got some subs there from Fries. Yeah, you know, it's not Subway. You know, with the great tasting tuna. But go ahead and take a seat. Make sure one of the rookies picks all that stuff up. But we're gonna be heading out into the classroom, and we're gonna be talking about a medical video. It's gonna be a pretty bad one. This guy's got pretty screwed up. There's a little bit of blood on the ground. But if you want to join and be a part of this great organization, you know, the DanDanTheFireman crew, make sure you click that join button. Click the join button right next to subscribe. And we're gonna have a good time here. We got plenty of milk here for all the rookies. Oh wait, no, it's over here. There it is. Plenty of milk for the rookies. So rookies, go ahead and grab some. We're gonna get some different drinks here, but we got a ton of rookies. You guys need to grow, get strong bones. Go ahead and grab some. Let's get my mic right here. Let's go ahead and pause the music. I said pause. Thank you. How's everybody doing today? Any chocolate milk? No, we don't have any chocolate milk. You know what? Let's go ahead and get the music back up. Is the music too loud for you guys? Let me know if the music is a little too loud. How are you doing, RHP? I'm pretty good. John, Felipe, how you doing? Donuts? Yeah, we still got some donuts. Maybe we'll get some pizza pretty soon. You don't hear any music? You sure you guys don't hear it? What about now? What about now? There we go. Just double checking. There she blows. Did you guys like the new lounge? Should we go back in there? Yeah, we'll go back in there at some point. We have a podcast set up on the Discord. So make sure you guys are joining the Discord. We got plenty of stuff happening there. Somebody go ahead and do a exclamation. You know, I'll just do it. Let's make Nightbot do some work. Go ahead and get this video up here. Ooh, it's gonna be an interesting one. Let's see how bad it is. He's not looking too good. That's a thumbnail. That might actually look pretty bad in the thumbnail. How's my dog? My dog is great. Yeah, this one's gonna be a pretty interesting one. You know, I mean, what are you gonna do? Right? Ooh-wee. You know what? I forgot to hit that record button, Nathan. I'm hitting record now. Sorry about that. It's gonna be an interesting crash. Might have to reset everything because Nathan needs some good footage. So that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to go into the lounge again. Woo-wee. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. going to turn that music down just a little bit so it's not super duper loud. Welcome to the brand new DDFM Crew Lounge. Now, only crew members get access to this, so if you want to become a crew member, click that join button. Become a crew member, guys. Go ahead and grab yourself a few snacks. Go ahead and clean up everything on the floor. And we got some video games up top. Just don't be banging around and wrestling up on the second floor, okay? Got plenty of milk. Hey, whoa. What's up, Brian? How you doing? We got plenty of milk over here. So go ahead and grab some milk, you rookies. Go ahead and get growing. Get some strong bones. And then maybe one day you can actually have an adult drink. Whew, how was that? Is that a little better? How was that? Brian Macy, welcome. Welcome to the crew. The Humpity Hump. Got my drink. Grabbed it from Woo-wee. Music is good now. Okay. We're gonna make some adjustments to everything, everybody. So don't worry. Don't worry. And make sure you sign into class. We got a pretty interesting video right here. Let's take a look. Oh, I'm a little bit big. That's what she said. We got a little bit of blood. Got a little bit of blood. Beard's a little crazy right now. Got a little blood on this guy. Crashed on the mountain. Music's a little loud. Ay, ay, ay. Can never please everybody. So here's what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll do a little less on the threshold. Let's do 6. Let's see how bad of a ducking that is. Maybe we'll do 4. 4 to 1. Nathan, let me know how this part sounds. You know, I'm talking, but then the audio's still playing. You know, maybe the music's still going a little bit. Let's go ahead and increase the music just a little bit more while I'm talking. Hopefully it's not too bad. But when I stop talking, maybe do a 3 to 1. I don't know. Where it's not too much. Where it's not too much. We'll see how it goes. Let me know, Nathan. Let me know how it sounds when we actually start the video and I start talking over them and dubbing and everything. All right. Love the amount of energy you always have. I don't have a lot right now, but we're going to make sure we have plenty more. Pretty soon. Oh, let's go ahead and pause this music. I think it's a little too much. A little too much. So remember, we do have a podcast at 4 p.m. So that means we have to get started. We got to get started. Let's go ahead and go scroll back just to this a little bit. Now, we're not going to watch the full thing because it's 18 freaking minutes long. So if you want to watch this, make sure you watch the original video. We will go ahead and, you know, I'll just go and do that right now. We're going to put it in the description. We're going to put it in the description so that you guys can watch this later. Let me go ahead and do that. Yoink. There we go. Here we go, babe. Yeah. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and watch a little bit of what happened prior to the incident. Let me know, Nathan, if this is not ducking enough. You know what I mean? When I stop talking. Now I am talking. Yeah. So right now, this is what we're doing. We're riding around having a great time on our KTM. Okay, looks like we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good handling all the corners. A little bit of a blind spot, got sun in the eyes coming up. But that's not what we're going to be focusing on. I want to just make sure Nathan has everything he needs. Might have to change the ducking a little bit. Maybe not. Who knows? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to skip to the 3.5 minute mark. Let's go back actually a little bit to here, and then we're going to get started on this point. So what's happening here is that we're going to have maybe a little more aggressive on... Okay. Yeah, this is like the best way I could possibly set it up. So we're going to double it. now I'm going to be go ahead and talking over this. Maybe the dubbing or ducking is a little bit better. Maybe decreasing everything. How did that sound? Much better. Okay. So we can work with that during these actual incidents, but then when it comes to the music, like we talked about, we can that'll be an easy on-off switch for me. Whew. Here we go, everybody. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about this motorcycle crash. Okay, this is a pretty bad crash. This person right here is going to be the person that's going to witness, help out the victim. We're going to be going over exactly what happened, how it happened, and then what this person did. This person did an amazing job when it came to rescuing this rider. So let's go ahead and watch a little bit of how this rider is riding. And this is not going to be the issue that is going to be the problem. The issue is that he's going to find somebody that crashed. Let me go and get my rescue kit. Just in case I need it. So you see how he's riding. Look at the environment that we're in. We have a mountain. We have all these other issues. You know, if you fall, you crash, all these different things. Pretty bad for you. So you notice we got some motorcycle riders, a bunch of motorcycle riders over here and there. Let's go ahead and move forward. So here it is. So when I was hanging out at the Vista Point, I noticed somebody crash down the hill. So he's up on the top. He sees somebody downhill. So he's going to go ahead and start his assessment pretty much from that position. Okay, so he's going to recognize that somebody's hurt. He's going to go out and rescue that person. So he headed down to the rider that crashed. Now remember, you got to remain calm, right? You got to remain calm, because if you don't, you're going to go ahead and crash yourself. Now this person right here says he was slowing down, saying to slow down because something happened. So this rider probably passed that rider that crashed, didn't do anything about it. All right, so we're going to get closer and closer and closer. And we got a bunch of U-turn type turns. We're getting around here. And let's go ahead and take a look at how everything's at. These wide open corners. Look at the road. All right, so now we're pulling up to here. Look at what everything's happening. So at this point, we need to remain calm. We need to ensure our own safety. See how it's around a blind corner? That's not a good thing at all. So this person's sitting up. Okay, not too bad, but look at the blood on the ground. So we have a little bit of blood. We don't know exactly where the impact was, but we can go ahead and determine a little bit of his consciousness and the severity of the injuries. So a little bit of blood on the ground, not too bad. It's not like it's leaking everywhere. It's not like he's, having trouble breathing. So right away, we're going to go ahead and ensure and safety, but remain calm and call 911. So we're going to call 911, and this is a good time to start getting your gloves on and opening up your rescue kit, okay? So that woman over there, she could be the one calling 911. And this right here is what I really like. He's utilizing what is available.
Yeah, I'm reporting a motorcycle accident right here coming up the 74 highway.
Very good.
Cross off of the 74.
It's just the trail to come up to the 74 towards the Vista Point.
Very good. So he's going to utilize that structure to block traffic.
Okay.
So he's the first one to call 911. He's ensuring his own safety.
Accident.
All right. And did you witness it, or were you just driving by? On 74, right?
Yeah, I was right here at the Vista Point, and then I heard the motorcycle start revving all crazy and like a crash, and I came down, and yes, the guys.
What do you think that sounds like? Revving all crazy, maybe low side, high side?
Motorcycle as well. I don't know exactly the location, but it's midway to the Vista Point.
All right, yeah, we have.
So a mile marker would be very helpful right there.
Your name?
My name is Jonathan.
Cell phone number 413.
Yes.
Okay, help.
Okay, real quick, you notice how the dispatcher wanted to have his name and callback number. That's very important, so do not hang up until you give that to the dispatcher.
Underway. That person are they up or they're still laying down?
He's laying down.
Are you next to him?
Yes, I'm right here next to him.
Okay, and was there somebody else there with him?
No, just him. Just him.
You?
There's somebody else on the phone across the street, a little bit down.
Yes, that is blood.
All right, but you're next to the person injured, correct?
Yes, I'm right next to the person.
All right, Jonathan, hold on, let me get the paramedics, don't hang up.
Huh?
Don't hang up, because he has to call. He's calling emergency services right now. He's basically putting you on hold to do that.
Fire department, we'll see emergency. Please do the transfer for the TC on the 74.
He's got a full face helmet. Looks like regular jeans.
Okay, copy. Jonathan?
Yes.
Yes. Hi, Jonathan. This is the fire department. We do have help on the way there. Are you with the patient now?
Yes, I am with him right now.
Okay. All right. Tell me exactly what happened, sir.
Look at his knee.
I'm not exactly sure. He was coming down the hill. I was on the Vista Point, and then I just heard an accident, like something crashed. And then the motorcycle is like maybe about 25 feet away, maybe 30.
How many people are injured?
Just one.
Are there any other chemicals or hazards involved?
The motorcycle is spilling. I'm not sure if it's gas or if it's just oil.
Got some abrasions and tearing in his
Other
pant
than
legs,
that,
but his
there's
left
just
knee
a
looks
lot
like
of, pieces all over the road.
looks like it's the most damaged.
Okay, is anyone pinned?
No.
Okay. Does everyone appear to be completely awake?
So that red is
he's
probably his
completely
undies.
awake.
Okay. Are there any obvious injuries?
You see how he's moving his head around?
completely
That's not
torn
good for
apart.
his spine.
Okay.
His knee is completely open.
You need a first aid kit.
All right.
Yeah.
No, nothing more, nothing more.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, don't move.
You need a first aid kit?
Don't move.
Okay.
Don't move.
This is called a trauma kit, though.
Do not split the injuries. Do not move unless he's in danger.
Okay.
For everyone's safety, just stand well clear of approaching traffic, and if safe to do so, turn on any flashing hazard lights, okay?
When it's safe to do so.
Okay.
From now on, excuse me, don't have anything to eat or drink. It might make him sick or cause further problems. Don't move unless it's absolutely necessary. Have him be still and wait for help to arrive, okay?
Okay.
So if you don't know what to do in case of an accident like this, listen to dispatch. They are literally going to walk you through it. That's what the rescue card is all about. It's telling you to ensure your own safety, making sure things are okay. Don't have anything to eat or drink. It could cause him to vomit, which will aspirate into his airway. Same thing with complications for surgery. So be very careful with that.
All right, do watch him very closely. If he becomes less awake and vomits, look at turn him on his side.
Okay. Yeah.
So he looks a little frazzled, which is going to be normal, okay?
That has like.
You see how he's just all over the place? He's just opening things up. That's
Yeah,
just
adrenaline kicking in.
we don't want to split any injuries or anything else, okay?
okay. Yeah. The paramedics is saying to not just let him be.
Let him be.
Yeah. We don't.
Yeah, we don't want to split anything. We don't want to move anything right now.
Yeah, because we don't know exactly what. Okay.
Just continue to keep talking to the rider.
So what he's doing is dispatch is basically saying if you don't have any training, don't mess with it.
Flashing hazard
But
lights, wave down the paramedic.
we should be getting training, right?
Want you to call us back immediately for further instructions.
Okay.
bro.
Okay.
Okay, they're on the way, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Something under your head?
All right, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
You can at least make him a little comfortable.
Okay.
All right, so let's just look at what the scene is happening here. Okay, we're off with dispatch. Now it's really us. So what can we do? Does he have any major bleeds? Is he having trouble breathing? Does he remember everything? Are we safe? He seems pretty calm for this incident. You see how there's people coming around the corner? This is why you need to have somebody around the corner directing traffic.
I was just coming down my second trip already. I was gonna go and get.
Shepard, exactly. None of the bleeding appears to be excessive. I would try to maintain C-spine control and get him to remain calm. Exactly. That's all you can do in this situation. If the bleeding has pretty much stopped itself, that's good. That's real good.
Up the road, trashed.
Yes, they're on their way.
Stuck on the
Okay, so don't give him anything to eat or drink. So she's got a bottle of water right there.
What's up, buddy? How you been? Whoa.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pause it. I'm going to go ahead and skip forward just a little bit because they're kind of just sitting here. And then you're going to have EMS show up. Okay, so they're just kind of talking. They're doing their thing. Now, all of a sudden, it's going to be a big jump forward. And this is where EMS shows up. And now I'm going to go ahead and describe some of the stuff that is happening from their point of view because this is stuff that I used to do. Then I'm going to go ahead and go back and talk about what you can do prior to these people showing up and how it's going to assist them. So let's go ahead and go forward a little bit. You notice how they have their PPE on. They have a heart rate monitor, so that's going to do a lot of the vitals, so blood pressure, pulse ox. It can even do a 3-lead, maybe even a 12-lead if they want to, so they can check his heart. Let's see what this guy's doing right here. So he's cutting his gear. So you notice where he's cutting it, though. So he's going to cut it on the top. Now it's going to open it up like a fillet. I like to cut it along the side so I can put it right back as a blanket. But each rescue kit comes with a pair of trauma shears. So that's what he's using right now. Okay, so you see where the truck is way back there? That is blocking traffic. People hit that. It's going to damage the truck, not hurt us. So think about where you're going to park your vehicle or where you're going to stage somebody to help assist with that. Okay, so now the EMS is on scene. They're doing their thing. He's going to go ahead and start removing some stuff because now you're going to have an ambulance pull up. The bike looks pretty destroyed, so think about his body. And he's taking a look at it. He's like, man, that's crazy. So I don't know what he's going to do. I think he's going to try to turn it off. Don't move anything because you have to realize that there's metal pieces that have been bent, been broken, and that means they're sharp. Okay, so they're not polished edges. No real use of putting it off to the side. I would leave that for an accident investigation. Or I would leave after this point because EMS is on scene. I'd be asking if they need any more help because of low resources. So what he's going to do is he's going to go ahead and put some dirt on top of the fluids. Now, you can do that if you want. If it was on fire, that's a good way of putting out a fire, maybe using a little bit more dirt. But what he's doing is basically just absorbing it, and then that way nobody slips and trips on it because that's part of ensuring your own safety. You don't want to slip and trip. But let's go ahead and skip some of that. So that's what he's doing here. He's doing what he feels like he possibly can. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a smart rider. He came back to assist, and he's doing a great job rescuing this rider. So putting some stuff up, you see how Highway Patrol is positioned that way. It's that uncommon thing in a common situation with this Highway Patrol. You see the side of the vehicle when you're driving down. You see that. It's like, that's kind of weird, and that makes you slow down. So that's why they park like that. Plus, if it gets impacted, the vehicle will actually go in the direction that it's pointed. So we're going to skip a little bit more because I know he gets closer and closer. All right, here we go. All right. So right here. So right here, what you see is the heart rate monitor being in full use. They have exposed the patient. That's why they're going to go ahead and go down from head to toe. They're going to check for any decap, BTLS, deformities, contusions, abrasions, punctures, tenderness, lacerations. I think I forgot burns and then swelling. That's what they're checking for everything. So they're going to check his head, neck, back, chest, arms, legs, pelvis. And I know I'm skipping around, but foot, shin, all those things. And making sure that there's nothing crazy that is going to be life-threatening. They're trying to get his vitals with the, let's go and get my pen out. They got his vitals. They got blood pressure, pulse ox. They got the 3 leads started. They got one right there, one right there. So these might be EMTs. It's a fire engine, so maybe it's EMTs, but there might be one paramedic. Looks like that's a C-spine bag, so that's why he has a C-spine collar. So inside of here, you're going to have tape, more collars, and maybe a pediatric collar, and then some other accessories that you need for a backboard. This is going to be their, it could be an airway bag or an EMS bag, so you're going to have all the bleeding control. But you notice how you're just like kind of throwing things on the ground? Well, that's his license plate. So when you're on scene, you're just opening things up and kind of tossing it on the ground. You don't need to shove it in your pocket because if you have blood on your hands and you shove it in your pocket, now you got blood all over your clothes. So you just kind of throw the wrappers on the ground, pick it up afterwards. But they're starting to do the work on him. And right now he seems pretty stable because they're not having to work too hard for his airway. And it doesn't look like they're trying to stop any major bleeds. They're just trying to get vital signs. You got EMS already, so you got the ambulance right there. I'm going to try to pause it when I get a good look. So now what's happening is he's doing an accident investigation right here. He's doing an accident investigation. He's trying to determine like what happened and then getting some information so that they can make contact with family members. Firefighters right there are just trying to make sure this guy stays alive. But you see how he's exposed, completely exposed. The only thing that's not completely open is the underwear. But you see his shirt's gone, his pants are kind of gone, and they're focusing mainly on that left leg. So left leg looks pretty damaged right there. Not too bad. It could be bleeding pretty heavily, but we're going to go ahead and skip forward just a little bit because there's only so much they can do on scene. Now they got a backboard coming in right here. And what they're going to do is move it off to the side. Now I want you guys to see how they move the patient. They're going to do a log roll and then get him on the backboard. Now if you notice, it's going to take multiple people to do it. So if you're by yourself and you can't do it safely, don't do it. Just don't do it because the main thing is trying to protect their spine. So they're putting the arms together. He's getting ready with the legs at the base. He's getting the backboard set up. And when they lift it up, they want to get the gurney right here set up so they can lift it up and slide the gurney underneath. So they're going to roll towards the uninjured leg. So if they roll the other way, it's going to be landing on his leg. Pretty painful. So they're going to roll it onto the right leg where it's less injury. Oh, they just go ahead and they skipped it, but yeah, whatever. So they're going to get him on the backboard. highway patrol is asking, were you speeding, all these other things. And that's just mainly, they're not going to give him a ticket. At least I don't think they will, because this guy's going to have a hospital bill. And typically they're not going to just give you a ticket on top of that. So let's take a look at how they're going to lift the patient, all four corners when you have the people and the personnel. This is why you want to move your bike to get away from the working area. And they're going to move him over there and secure him to the backboard. I hope we get a good look at his knee. His left knee is pretty thrashed. And get distracted by that. Get out of the shadows. I want to see the knee. I want to see the knee. I want to see the knee. Get out of the shadow. There's the helmet completely destroyed. Typically, we like to keep the helmet because it's pretty easy to keep, and then we give it to the patient afterwards and really let them know, look, at your helmet saved your life. Okay. There we go. A little bit of a tearing, so maybe he lost his kneecap or got a laceration on the patellar tendon. So now the patella is kind of flopping around. I don't know if he can use that leg at this point, but that knee is completely destroyed. Now, we all know with gear, you're going to have protective gear right there. You're going to have the impact absorption, so hopefully it's going to minimize that kind of injury. Whew, not good at all. So let's go ahead and go to the beginning again. Not the exact beginning, but let's go ahead and go and see what it is that we can do. I wanted to explain what they do because it's very important to know the job above and below what you're supposed to be doing. That way, you're able to assist and get the people prepped and ready for the people next in line to take care of it. It's called the chain of survival, and it's very important. Okay, so right here, we're coming up to the scene. We are going to do a quick assessment. Remember, we have to remain calm, so that's a big thing. So let's go ahead and make me big right here. There we go. So we got to remain calm right here. So we're going to call 911, or we can tell someone to call 911. So if you have the medical training, there's this lady right here that you can say, hey, go ahead and call 911. That way you can actually start using your medical training. Another thing is to make sure you ensure your own safety. So look for hazards and wear PPE. Inside the rescue kit, we do have 2 different sets of gloves. We have a medium and XL, but please put some more of the size that fits you best. Medium and XL pretty much will solve anybody's problem unless you have like super small hands or super large hands. So make sure we look for hazards and wear PPE, and we want to stop the bleeding. So any major bleeds, really. We have plenty of bleeding control inside the kit. We have 2 tourniquets and lots of 4x4s and 5x9 abdominal pads. And then we also have triangular bandages. I mean, we have everything. And then also the same card right here. It's the rescue card that's inside the kit. So to make sure you guys grab one of these, link will be in the description. But we want to make sure that we stop any major bleeds. And then right here, we have to make sure we pay attention to this. This is very important. We need to make sure they don't have any head injuries. And if they do, this is now we know what it looks like. Spinal cord injury, shock symptoms, and this is what the treatment is. So basically, any of these situations here, we need to get them to the hospital as quick as possible. So this is why we need to call 911 as quick as possible, okay? So we're going to go ahead and move forward right here. And he's kind of sitting up. So that's going to give you a good idea that, hey, he's at least conscious. Okay, good. Woman is right here. Tell her to call 911. Or give her your phone to call 911. Or use your Cardo Pack Talk to call 911 and keep your hands free. So right here, you can see on the ground, there's a little bit of blood. Don't get distracted by it. Don't get distracted by it. Because it'll start to make you panic a little bit. So there's his knee. A little bit torn up. So that right there is definitely level 3, maybe even level 4 road rash. And what that means is that he tore flesh away from his body while skidding across the ground. It's not good. Probably can't move it too well, but look at where the tearing and look at where the damage to the knee is. Once again, to be a smart rider, you need to acquire and utilize personal protective equipment because your bike is going to get destroyed, but hopefully your body isn't. So imagine losing work because of this or having a disability because of this. So he's kind of moving around. That means his heart is still pumping blood to his brain and to his extremities. It's not coming out of his body, so that's good, but we don't know if it's staying in his body, so that's my concern right now. My other concern is a spinal injury. So whenever there's a motorcycle accident like this, there's a possibility of a spinal injury, a high possibility. Same thing with a concussion. Your head's going to jostle around inside of that helmet, so be very careful when you're actually working with this guy because he's going to want to get on the bike. He's going to get combative. And that's what we talk about right here. You know, head injury symptoms, disorientation, nausea, vomiting, vision impairment, loss of balance, or persistent headache. So those are things you want to watch out for. kind of moving around a little bit. He's going to call 911. So once again, if you have the medical training and there's only 2 of you, including this woman, tell her to call 911 with your phone and start talking to dispatch. Now, we got to hear what he had to say with dispatch. That was an amazing job by dispatch, an amazing job by this rider. So do exactly that. So if you have to, go ahead and rewind it. Go ahead and scroll back a little bit, and you can see what he had to say. But if that person right there is doing the calling, now it's our job to kind of check and see what's happening here. So what we can do is lay the patient down. We want to keep him out of the roadway, but lay the patient down and actually start doing an assessment. Go from head to toe, okay? So start checking the head, start checking the chest, start checking the arms, only after you ask for permission. That's a big thing, okay? So make sure you get his permission to actually touch him. If he doesn't want you to touch him, but he's okay with answering questions, please start asking questions. So a good question would be, do you remember what happened? Do you know where you are? What is your name? Do you have a wallet so I can check your ID and maybe call somebody? What bike are you riding? And you can kind of get an idea for the bike. You can do pretty much anything. Who's the president of the United States? Something that you already know the information of. What mountain are we on? What road are you on? Those are very good ones. Do you have any pain anywhere? It's pretty obvious he's going to have pain in his left leg, but who knows? He could be saying, my back is really hurting me. You're looking at his knee, it's all torn up, but he's like, my back is really hurting me. That's going to let you know there's going to be an injury to his back, which is possibly the spinal cord, which, right there. So loss of sensation. So when you hear I have back pain, you can say, hey, can you feel this in your arms? Can you feel this in your legs? And you start, touching his arms. Do you have any tingling in your hands or feet? Can you move your arms? Do you have any pain? He obviously said his back. So those are things that you can ask if he says, I have back pain. Now, if he says, I have a headache, maybe a head injury. Or if he starts to look like he just got out of a shower, that's how pale and cool and clammy that is. Literally just out of the shower, drenched in water. Like they just jumped in the pool and got out. That is what a shocky symptom looks like, okay? So pay attention to that. Make sure that if they're anxious, that could be normal. But nausea, shallow breathing, rapid pulse, no buenos, okay? We're going to get through here with all that information we gathered just walking up to this. It's very important. Now, once again, you want to make sure that you stay safe. So he's trying to wave people down. Nobody's stopping by. So be a smart rider, be a crew member, and actually rescue another rider. Now, he did a great job. He grabbed that little barrier and put it over here. So he's going to ensure his own safety because you need to make sure you're doing that. But when it came to the patient, there's really not much we can do in terms of life-threatening stuff. Let's go back to the patient. There's not much we can do for the patient outside of covering up the injury. So what we have inside here is that we do have 4x4s and 5x9s. Now what those are, think about the 5x9. We also have an emergency blanket inside. It's an absorbent pad. So what you can do is actually open this up. It's an absorbent pad. You can put it on top of his knee because we don't want to get debris and nasty stuff in there. And then you can get one of your roll gauze that everything's enclosed, so make sure you open it up when you get one and wrap it. So that way you can keep your hands free and keep the injury covered. So you don't want any flies. You want nothing really to really get a hold of that because then you start having infections. And then if it starts bleeding, hopefully it will catch it. So go ahead and start doing that. And that's pretty much all you can do in this situation. We usually see people like squirting blood and everything, and that's why we have tourniquets inside of our kits. But be very careful when it comes to this. This is a reality. This is a reality for motorcycle riding. If you're riding in a group, make sure that at least one of you is trained. If you're riding by yourself, make sure you know how to use this on yourself. Know exactly where you're at in terms of what road and what you can do to stay safe. Okay, so the main thing is being situationally aware, so that we know that we're not gonna go fast and we're not gonna do stupid stuff. Maintain your fundamental skills. That way we know how to brake, we know how to corner, we know how to swerve, we know how to do all the things that we need to do. Wear gear so we don't have a massive injury to our leg like this guy right here. Very, very important. Rescue another rider is part of it. Okay, the first 3 is to prevent an accident and to mitigate injuries. But this last one, rescue another rider, is to hopefully save somebody's life, and then mentor teachers and mentors to really prevent the next person from having an issue like this. This was pretty crazy. I'm going to be talking more about this on the Discord. I'm going to be talking about all these different things in a future video. We got a lot of rescue videos coming up on motorcycle training concepts. But I got to get to the other videos. So let's go ahead and do that, okay? Go ahead and put all this stuff away. What do you guys think? You guys got any questions before we move on? Any questions before we move on? Let's go ahead and play some music. Whew. There we go. There we go. I'm going to take a look. Besides CPR and first aid certification, what kind of training can people get who can't dedicate a career to the medical field? Accident scene management is a great class to take. Go to the Red Cross, and there are a lot of first aid certificates that you can get. FAST is one of them. It's pretty cool. You can do quite a bit before even getting into the EMS side of things, like the EMT stuff. EMT is pretty high up, but that's the way it is. You know, if you want to get some really good skills, you got to dedicate time to it. How long have I been growing this beard? Come on, is this all we got to do? Is this all we're talking about? My beard again? Come on now. About a year. More than a year. This is about a year's full growth. I'm going for my bike course next week. Any tips, Scott? In order to not do this, make sure you're paying attention in class and just have that beginner's mind. Be open to everything. Don't pretend that you know everything, okay? Pretty sure FEMA has some free basic courses as well. Yes, they do. They also have Incident Command System, the ICS. Those are very good courses if you want to know how to take control of a scene. Where did I go? I disappeared. All right, if nobody has any questions, I'm going to go ahead and stuff this back into my kit. This is my demonstration kit. Can I ride if I have no surgery and I can't do any effort? I would just wait. No surgery. I mean, you had surgery for a reason. Ask questions to determine head injury. One thing that you can do with the head injury is making sure that when you ask a question, ask it again in 5 to 10 minutes. And if they can't answer it and they're getting worse, that's no bueno. Or if they ask the same question every 5-10 minutes, like, hey, what happened? You tell them, and then they're like, hey, what happened? 5 minutes later. Pretty much a head injury. I hope I never encounter a scene like this. I can't stand the sight of blood or major injuries. Maniac, hey, you know, it might happen, and here's the thing. You do what you can. You absolutely do what you can, and if all that means is dialing 911 and calling 911, that's way better than most people. You notice how everyone was just riding by. How do I get over the fear of putting my feet up on the pegs? How do I get over the fear of putting my feet up on the pegs? Give it a little bit more speed. You need to practice. A little bit more speed will balance you out. The rocks came from the impact on the wall. Yep. Just try putting them on the pegs. You'll recognize that it's pretty easy. And when I say easy, trust me, when you get to that point, it's pretty easy. You'll feel a lot better riding when you do that. All right. So let's go ahead and pause the music. Let's go ahead and get another video up. I think we got some good questions here. We got to move along, everybody. We got to move along. All right. Now that we have the EMS Dan out of the way, let's go ahead and bring on the stupid freaking crashes Dan. Let's go. Let's go. There we go. Here we go. We're riding around on the interstate.
The driver.
Okay, a little freeway.
The biker.
We really only have issues with merging, remember? Hey, look at our lane is moving quicker. Is this a Prius going to do something? Oh, we're flipping someone off. Where are they coming from? Is he coming from behind? Oh, there we go. There we go. Nice spool. Nice spool. Are you going to put that in your backyard and have drinks on it? Good swerve because you recognize the change of the road. So if something like this happens, don't get in front of them. Everybody, go ahead and let the dum-dum be in front. So when we see this right here, this guy, I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing? When you see this guy do this, just move over. Let them have it, okay? So you see it right there in the mirror. Right there. You see it right there. He's being a little dum-dum. Okay, he's getting a little too close. It's pissing us off.
React firmly.
And now we're going to go ahead and flip him off. Okay? A little bit of flippity-floppity. So we already recognize that. We saw him in our mirrors. We have plenty of space to move over to the right. Just move over to the right. It's simple as that. Let them get in front and get behind him. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to keep flipping him off. We're going to piss him off. He's going to come up here with his giant spool. I don't know how much yarn he has, but he needs that. But this is what happened. We got pushed off to the shoulder, and now we're going to have to swerve in front of him. Once if he accelerated, we got hit. So if we just applied some progressive brake pressure in this position and let the person go, we just get back in our lane. So let's just go ahead and ride smarter, everybody. Let's not do this. This is a no bueno. It's a no bueno. Don't deal with idiots like that, okay? So we're moving on right here. Ooh, this is going to be fun. We're going to have an animal. We're going to have some car coming around the other side. Oh, we got a moose. We got a moose. That was interesting. Are we in Alaska? What is going on there? Now, this is not like a deer. Kind of, but if he hit this thing, we are still playing with law of gross tonnage, even with a big bike like this. And that looks like a young one. So maybe mama's around. Side of the moose. Woo, they're fast. They'll tear you up. All right, S.M.A.R.T. Oh, already crashed. Okay, I couldn't even say your name. You okay? Are we just taking off? Oh, no, it's his buddy. Oh, that's him. That's the guy that crashed. But I got distracted. Whew, I white staged it a little bit. All right, so his buddy's going to rescue him using his rescue kit. But it looks like he doesn't need it. So go ahead and put your kit away. Just go ahead and do a quick check. Wait until the adrenaline goes away. So let's watch what happened. So we're going a little too wide. Already can see this. A little too wide. Now, why do we typically go a little too wide? A little too much speed. So it's a major cornering problem when it comes to this. So he's going to go ahead and try to Flintstone it just a little bit. Never works, by the way. Never works. And we're going to start to fall down. Now the bike's going to roll on top of his ankle. This is why we wear gear. Okay. Hands go out. Wear gloves. Okay. And then the face first. See how the helmet's on normal. It's like normal, right? And it got launched back. So your helmet just took the hit and your face hit the chin bar. That's why you get bloody teeth and everything. But imagine no helmet. Oh, man. You don't have a face. I like my face. Seriously, imagine if I hit my chin and I ripped off all the hair follicles just right here. I mean, just like, this is all ripped off. Just this spot. Just this spot. Just this. So I'm just like this, but worse. It would totally ruin everything. It would ruin it all. But yeah, hit his face, and he's going to go ahead and start tumbling. Now, let's see what exactly happened. So we're riding through here, and then boom, sun in the eyes. Oh, crap, where's the turn? And we went a little too fast, a little too wide, and here's the moment we start to fall down. We fell down, we panic broke, or we hit the gravel, or both. Hits the face, possible concussion. Once again, when it comes to the concussion, we got to watch out, right? Head injury symptoms. Is he disoriented? I don't know if you're his friend, you can ask his name, and if he can't know it, if he doesn't know it, he's probably disoriented. He starts to feel like he's going to throw up. He can't see very well. It's like blurry. Like think of like an autofocus on a camera, how on your phone, it's just kind of, it can't get into focus. That's kind of what's happening here. Loss of balance and definitely a headache. You got to watch out for that, okay? Dan the Chin Man. No, Nathan. Maybe. That would be weird, huh? Moving on to Burak Umur. All right, wheelie, a little bit too far. I want somebody to figure out how far he slid. How big are those white lines, and what's the gap in between? Let me know how far he slid. That was absolutely insane. Now imagine Imagine that being your skin. Look how far the bike slid. I wonder how fast. I wonder how fast. Whoa, where'd you come from? It's like that meme with in The Office. He's like, oh, Anyways, let's go ahead and watch that one more time. Let's go ahead and start the process so you guys can figure it out. Okay, so you're saying lines are about 20 feet, okay? So there's the wheelie. He's doing a wheelie, power wheelie, having a great time, high speed. We're already going 154 kilometers per hour. And there's the moment we drop. So somebody pay attention to where that line is. Let's go ahead and count the lines. Here we go, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, still flopping. 8, looks like a fish out of water. 9, stars. So about 10, roughly 10 lines. Now let's go ahead and see how long, so in seconds, that he was falling down and scraping the ground. Now here's the thing: good gear is going to protect you for about 4 to 6 seconds of abrasions on the ground. Leathers will do like 8. Okay, so we got 11, so 60 meters. Somebody's saying 60 meters. So here we go. The moment he hits, we're going to count it. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. 10 seconds. He was basically on the ground for 10 seconds. So we got a lot of road rash, even with maybe leathers, but definitely with textiles and the normal streetwear that we typically have. So at least a football field, right? At least a football field of scraping asphalt. This should tell you to wear freaking gear. Wear gear. And don't do wheelies at 150 something kilometers an hour. And if you are going to do it, understand the risk. Just saying, understand the risk. You might lose your legs, you might lose your face, you might lose your butt. You know, you're going to shave off pieces of your butt. That's no buenos. Imagine sitting down on that after a while. Whew! We got a few members today, real quick. We got to shout out a few members, okay? We got a bunch of new members. We got Lulu right there making me twerk for him. Come on, Lulu. Serious? Gotta make me do this? You're making me do this? What other members do we got? I missed it. All right. Let's go back. Here we go. So let this be a lesson to always do a slow run on each side of the road you plan to ride. Never know what road debris can be left over from the trucks, rain, etc. How about, instead of having to do the road twice, let's just do the road once and go from point A to point B at the appropriate speed. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go through here. We don't know what kind of debris there is, and this is why we do that at a track. Very narrow road. Road looks terrible, but we're going to have some fun anyways. We're doing 70 now around this turn. Here we go. We're going to have a chevron over here. We're going to go ahead and do a low side probably, and there it is. And then we start sliding, and we missing parts of our body on the ground, and we turned into ash because MotoStars set us on fire. All right, so here we go. Let's just go ahead and take a quick look. I don't like this method of riding, is to, do a slow run on each side. It's not what I like to do. I like to not waste my time. I like to get to where I want to go. Instead of doing it twice, it's kind of weird. It's like taking 3 lefts to make a right. Doesn't make sense. We're going to go over here, Brandon. And so we're going to do a little low side. So you see how it just kind of fell in? It just kind of fell in. Yeah, we pushed the bike a little too far down. And we lost traction. Okay, so we lost traction. We're going to start slipping and sliding everywhere. Now our arms are going to get scraped up. This is why you need to have your arm sleeves exactly the way they need to be. So there's a little strap so you can strap it down. You don't want it to flip open like this, because now it doesn't do any good, does it? So we're going to have road rash no matter what on that left arm. And it looks like it ripped open. So make sure you get some good gear. Looks like we got some Nikes in the chat. Looks like we got some regular jeans. And we're going to go ahead and take a nap in the grass. Okay, so make sure you guys are not hauling ass around corners and doing stuff like this.
Doesn't make a lot of sense when you're by yourself. It doesn't make a lot of sense when you're with friends. The main thing is please get from point A to point B as safe as possible. Be a smart rider. Let's move on to the next one. Here we go. So the black BB. All right, so we're going to probably lane filter or not pay attention at all and get super close. The guy had the blinkers, he had the indicator, he had the brake lights and everything. Why do you think he wants to get over there? I don't know, but he did. He wanted to get into to the long line, maybe so he can slowly move over to the right and get off. But we should have seen that. We should have seen that. And these little throttle locks, by the way, they can be a little bit dangerous if you don't know how to use it, especially in a panic. So be very careful with that. They're really handy, especially on the interstate like this. But we're getting up to here. Now, this is like almost the opposite of the pattern I keep telling you. If there's a big, long line, watch out. They might come out and get you. But right here, what we have is a pretty long line, but somebody wants to get in it. Pretty weird, huh? But the only thing that you can really pick away from this is that the person in front of you is slowing down. They're slowing down, so you need to be paying attention to that. Remember, getting a little bigger, getting closer. Getting a little closer. And when that happens, it means you need to modulate your speed. Our space cushion is not good at all. Okay, there's our space cushion. Right now it's okay. Right now it's okay. No, it's not. 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 You see how the space cushion just completely got demolished? How did we get to this point? How did we get here? We weren't paying attention. We weren't modulating our speed to maintain. This person wants to get into here. You got to watch out. You just got to watch out. Now, this is just a normal close call. It happens. But we should have been a little bit more situationally aware and not assume the person would have, got out of our way. Okay? Here we go. Move on. White staged a little bit. Hugo, do not chew on any... Hugo. Get back. Get... Can somebody grab Hugo? He's going to be chewing on some cables. He's going to be... You know what? Hugo. No. No, Hugo, stop. Go ahead and grab yourself a drink, but no chewing. We got food. We got food right here, man. Grab some food. Don't chew on the cables. I told somebody to pick that up. I don't know why you're still paused on the game. Still stuck on 43. Could somebody turn off that so it doesn't burn into the screen? That's about a $15,000 TV. At least that's what Rainan said it was. I think it's only like $2,000. I wonder what she did with the other 13. I don't know. Martini Fox. Still wondering where that money went. Anyways, here we go. We're going to be turning left here, and we're going to turn right.
One person who has trouble staying in their own lane is a threat to the others.
Okay, so we got a motorcyclist not paying attention, going a little wide. What are you doing, little buddy? So it's not always cars. A little motorcyclist is having a little fun, going a little too far. See how he's jostling around? He's slamming that brake. Look at that body position. Looks like a new rider. He's got full gear. He's blurring. There you go. Got full gear. So hopefully, if he does crash, not hopefully, but if he does crash, hopefully he's okay. Because he's got gear. But man, a little too far. Now everyone's going to hang out around this corner where everybody else could be hitting us. Got to be very careful with that. Get out of the road. There's a car coming. Get out of the road. A little too fast, buddy. Now, why do you think he went a little too fast? Maybe trying to keep up with his friend up front? What do you think? Let's go ahead and watch it one more time and just walk out of this situation and go on to the next.
It's a threat to the others.
So his buddy's doing that. There it is. Now let's take a look at where he actually went. And a little bit too wide. So a little bit too fast. He's already hitting the brakes before we even see him. He's hitting the brakes. What's up, Tom? So he's hitting the brakes going in that way, and he starts to go wide, slows down enough, and he's able to kind of get back into his lane. So too much speed is going to be the problem here. Too much speed. Slow look, press and roll, everybody. It's important. It's a fundamental skill for a reason. A little bit too fast. That's all that was. Sean, you love my classes? I appreciate that. Go ahead and move on. We got to power through it. We got 1 hour until the podcast on the Discord channel. Could somebody do an exclamation point Discord? We're going to have a podcast after the ride podcast on the Discord where you get to participate. It's going to be live. Okay. Woo-wee. I might even make this stream unlisted as soon as we move over. Okay. Here we go. So we're lane filtering. It's California. He's doing pretty good. He's not hauling ass. He's just doing a little bit over. We've got a blinker right here. Now you got to watch out for these big gaps like this. He's going to move around, swerve back out, because if he stayed swerving to the right, would have hit that white car. Good job, Armando Guerrero. Good job. Hey, that's a real possibility, and that was a pretty decent close call to learn from. But I want to point out real quick the pattern, so hopefully we don't have to deal with this. Right now, this vehicle right here, there's a good pattern to come into this lane right here, so you got to watch out for that. You have to watch out for that. But he doesn't do it, so that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But we're coming up to here, and we're getting into the vehicles, and you notice how there's a gap right there, and then there's an indicator? Yeah. This right here is definitely going to be the pattern. Big, nice spot for this vehicle to get into, okay? So watch out for that. Thankfully, they didn't haul ass to go to it, and we're able to swerve to the right. Now, if we stayed swerving to the right, where are we going to go? We're going to go right into this. Got to be very careful with that. So he's going to swerve left to get out of there. And moving on. Wolf Lair, welcome to the senior crew. Woo! Armando did a great job. Great job, smart rider. All right, so here we go. We've got a roundabout, intersections, orange stage. Don't be in the blind spot. There it is. Blind spot.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh. So the only thing we could take away from this is that intersections, orange stage, stay away from people and don't stay in blind spots like this. Stay staggered. Stay staggered, everybody. Don't get right next to people, okay?
Oh my.
Here we go. Rafa XJ6 Hundo.
Perfectly shows how dangerous riding an organized group is, especially at this speed.
This is a mob ride. There's no structure to it, so there's pure chaos. So you just have to watch out for everybody. You literally have to watch out for anybody, even vehicles in front like this. And now adrenaline is kicking in, 170 kilometers per hour, 180 kilometers per hour. Guess what? Somebody's going to go a little bit faster, or somebody's going to apply the brakes. There's somebody that's faster. We're going 200 kilometers per hour now. We're really cool going in a straight line. And then, oh, whoa, what happened? We got some debris kicking up. Somebody's going to be flopping it around. Now it's time to rescue our buddy because Jeff decided to freaking hit a wall. Freaking Jeff. Look, there's another bike. So he hit somebody else. Who'd he hit? Okay, now we got to remain calm, everybody. Remain calm. Ensure our own safety. Call 911. Use your Cardo Pack Talk Bold. The Wolf Lair just sneaking into class. Sorry I'm late. Hey, it's okay, Wolf. It's okay. Go ahead and take a seat. Go ahead and take a seat.
Hi.
All right, so don't worry about the bike too much. You know, it was really fun, you know, getting up to 200 kilometers an hour. Somebody just decided to blow up. That's why I don't do that. That's why I don't do that. The more speed you add, the more chances of crashing you have. And what's the point? Look at that thing got destroyed. All right, let's take a look at what happened here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what happened here. We're not gonna, it's obviously too much speed. We can't tell exactly who crashed and how they crashed, but here's the thing. We're gonna be having a lot of fun running, going fast. Get this out of your system now, okay? Get it out of your system while you're watching this. Don't do it in real life. And there's the dust. Got a little dust up. Got a little dust up. Now, is that a shoe? Nope, that's his hat. Okay, his hat's gone. Jeff's hat is gone. And there's Jeff's... His bra pad just fell off. All his stuff is just completely open and destroyed. and his bike is going to cause that person to fall down. Came out of nowhere. Thankfully, he's wearing brown pants. The bike is right there, stopped. Got a bike way up there. It's time to rescue your buddies. Time to rescue your friends. If you're going to be in this kind of a situation, it's time to rescue your friends. Okay? We got to remain calm. We have to ensure our own safety, stop the bleeding. We have to actually do this. Because if we're all going to ride like idiots, at least some of us have to be medically trained. Serious. What, are you just going to take the risk? Are you just going to, do the trapeze without the safety net? Are you that good? I don't know. Make sure you rescue another rider. We do have rescue kits available now. We also have the rescue cards. We're going to have some rescue training on Motorcycle Training Concepts YouTube channel very soon. We got Prep Medic doing it. We have a guest instructor a little bit later. He's going to, Prep Medic, he's going to go ahead and talk about it just a little bit more, okay, on how to apply a tourniquet. All right, here's Matt G. We got 54 minutes left until we have to go to the Discord and do our podcast. We got to hurry this up. Matt G. All right, is it going to be green? We're going to go and get a red light runner? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We're just going to, okay. We're just going to sit here. There we go. As soon as we can go. Oh, how did the rev bomb do? How did that work? How did it work to focus on the person turning right? Are you okay? Didn't work too well, did it? Maybe don't gun it and shake your head and stare at it and then slam the brakes to dump it. Because they don't care. You're the one that crashed, buddy. You hit them. Have fun with your insurance. Have fun with your insurance. Explain it to them. Now, I don't know what MotoStar's YouTube comments are, but
we had right away. Coming around the corner, I can't stop while going.
You can't stop? It's all his fault. It's all his fault.
Going there.
What I was saying is, I don't know what MotoStar's comments are, but hopefully nobody's like, it's the car driver's fault. So we're sitting here this whole time. We were sitting here forever. Green, go. Shaking her head. There's that brake. Look at the hand. And then we fell. Why are we going straight towards him? Watch it one more time. We're going to gun it towards him. Boink. One more time. Boink. One more time. One more time. One more time. The car jumped out in front of him. All right. Have a great day, buddy. Here we go. Grant Grove. My bike has additional driving lights, headlight, and yellow marker lights on all the time, and still the driver apparently did not see me. Hey, it happens. Watch out for the boat. Side of the boat. Hey, good job braking. Good job braking. Hey, don't worry about it. Non-issue. Watch out for that car. You almost turned left in front of him. Good job on the brakes. Good job on the progressive brakes. All right. Here we go. Watch out for the sides of pedestrians here. Got a pedestrian right there. Side of them. Side, 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 side. Back side. Now we're moving on. Watch out around this area. Intersections are orange. That was it? Trucker Dan, how you doing? People have the mentality of, I have to be first all the time. I know. Lots of unsatisfied women when it comes to that. So here we go. CRG Motors, having a great time riding around on his big boy bike. Going around this corner. Oh, we lost a little traction, going a little wide. Might have been the tar snake that was in the road. And we're going to go left. And that was it. I mean, I wouldn't know. Trucker Dan, I wouldn't know, but it's what I heard. Here we go. So we're going to get up into here. So we have that sharp right, sharp left turn coming up. And there's that tar snake. We got a little bit of a road hazard right there. A little bit of road hazard. We're right on it. We lost a little traction going on it. So let's go back just a little bit so you can see it. Lost traction right on that spot. It's very scary on a turn like this. So be very careful. If that happens, you want to try to make sure that you can get into a spot that's not. Okay, don't be too like, oh crap, I need to stay here, or if I move off it, I'm going to crash. No, get yourself off it, okay? The best thing you could possibly do is see it ahead of time, right? So get over here. When you start to see this, get over here. Pretty easy to do that, but if you get into that position, be very, very, very careful, okay? And then we got that sharp left turn coming up. It's a little higher. Uh-oh, we got a cop. We got a cop. Oh. Truck didn't see the copper. Hey, you're going to run the red light, buddy. So it doesn't even see the cop. Doesn't even see the cop. You see how the cop was able to perceive? Let's see when they perceive it. So it crosses the line. Oh, we applied the brakes. Oh, I'm all in the way. Somebody tell me if I'm in the way. Somebody tell me if I'm in the way. Okay, let's go ahead and go back to that. Let's go ahead and refresh that. Let's get out of the way, everybody. Let's get out of the way. Let's get out of the way. So a little bit of a brake and then a little bit of a swerve. Got himself out of there. Hey, it seems like cops are trained. Interesting. Interesting. All right. We're filming with our camera. We're on TikTok. What is that?
Thanks for watching till the end.
What? So we switched lanes. Good job. That person's in that lane. What's the problem? We're getting over here. We're going to switch lanes because we're speeding and we want to get off. So we get off and we're just gunning it and then we get... Okay. I don't get it. Everybody, I don't understand where these people have this mentality that they could just go ahead and cut people off and then put it on the YouTubes and the ticker talkers and maybe even the IGers and think it's, you know, people are going to agree with them. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Don't be like them. Be a smart rider. Join the DanDanTheFireman crew and don't do that. Okay, somebody, can you turn off that TV up there? It's going to burn an image. Rainin, get them to turn it off. Beat you back. Grabbed myself another kit from there. Remember, guys, we do have some rescue kits available. You get the patch, too. It's the only place you can get the patch. All right, let's get another one up. We got 45 minutes before we're going to talk about 5 riding habits you need to quit today. Okay, we're going to be talking about that on the Discord server. Can we pause this real quick? Thank you. We're going to be talking about that on the Discord server, so make sure you join the Discord. Somebody do a little exclamation point Discord so we can get, you know, Dino or Nightbot to do their job. Let's go ahead and get a new video up. We got a Chaos Riders now. Chaos Riders. Take a look at Chaos Riders. All right, so he's already blurring it out. Is this an NFT? Anybody know if this is an NFT? You know, it's all these pixelized faces that I'm seeing on the Twitters. Is this what you call an NFT? I don't know. All you hip people. Cap, no cap. Sheeshes, gangs. I don't understand you guys sometimes. Do not understand you sometimes. Exactly, Bike and its boy. Nobody knows. All right, let's take a look at this. Yeah. Going right into the wall. Okay. Hey, we got a Brap shirt, Born to Ride shirt. Go to the shop. Links in the description. Live free. What happened? Did he die?
What's going on, guys? On today's video, we got quite a few crashes, some really bad drivers, and some really crazy close calls. So
We're about to get in their blind spot. Watch out. About to get in the blind spot. Okay, good. Watch out in front of you, though. Good swerve. Out of the way. Red stage maneuver. Were you paying attention in front, or were you looking at the guy on the left? Let's find out today on Chaos Riders, Ultimate Motorcycle Crashes, Road Rage Wrecks, and Crazy Drivers, episode 5020 from this year.
We got quite a few crashes.
So don't look to the left. Just stay out of their blind spot. Use your peripherals. Look forward using your focal vision. And there it is. Now we're stuck. We don't know what to do. We can't brake in time. So this is a good thing that this person decided to accelerate and swerve. That was good. Red stage maneuver did a great job. So a nice little swerve out of the way. Don't do that part. Just move on with your day. It could have rhymed. It is my way. Here we go. We're going to go through this one now. We already talked about this one. It's the motorcyclist's fault. Absolute
closest calls I've ever seen. This rider,
not me.
Definitely lucky to be alive.
Yeah, it was all the motorcyclist's fault. He should be shamed. All right, Moto drops. Here we go. Is he gonna drop his bike? There it is. He drops his bike. That's his name.
Oh, good.
All right, slip it. Oh, that sounds bad. We got a blurred. Oh, and we just decided to run into the wall and into the hay. Ooh, he got into the hedge. Not too bad, not too shabby. Hit the soft spot. He is guarding his left shin and left knee. So he's got some pain there. So let's take a quick look at this one and figure out what happened today. So he's going to go ahead and shift down or up, and he decided to accelerate, and there is a pole in its way. So when he's guarding his left shin, what do you think his left shin hit? What do you think his left... That's his knee right there. What do you think his left shin hit? Yeah, very painful. That thing's not moving. Thankfully, we hit a hedge and not straight into the pole. But that looks like that pole did not move. No buenos.
This rider was going down the highway when suddenly he notices a spider crawling around inside his helmet.
Is it a daddy long leg? Is it a brown recluse?
We're on the motor.
Tarantula? This is why you always check your helmets before you put them on. So if you live in the desert side, whoa, you weren't paying attention. You're focused on this. Pay attention to the road. Pull over. Just pull over. You almost crashed because of a little spider. Just accept it. It's its new home now. It's its new home. Always check your stuff. Desert Southwest, we're always looking for snakes, scorpions, spiders, inside our gear.
Crawling around on their face.
I like to actually put spiders in Rainan's helmet before we take off after parking lot practice. Don't let her know that. Just like to catch them and put them in. Like new home, go home. Here we go. Rider 91S. Here we go, riding around, having a great time with our buddies up front. We got to catch up to them, though. So let's go ahead and haul ass and hit the wall. Oh, hey, that slider's doing pretty good. is where you call them up on your Pack Talk Bold using the link in the description to tell your buddies up front that you couldn't navigate the corner because you're not as cool as them. So we're going to go a little too wide, maybe got panicked a little bit by that car in the way, and then we're going to start to apply the brakes. You see the RPMs are super low, so he actually turned off, or not turned off, but he rolled off the throttle, and he's going to try to avoid hitting the wall, and he does a decent job with that and just fell over. Sucks. Sucks that that happened, but try not to keep up with your buddies, try not to haul ass, and if you get spooked, just make sure you continue on with your ride, okay? Recognize the car's parked there. Just go around it. Here we go. Team forward. Oh, impact in the rear by another motorcyclist. It's not a car, so hopefully it's not too bad. He's got a stunt cage and a crash cage on a scooter. Very good. Hopefully that protected him. Yeah, what are you doing there, buddy? Get off your phone. You're on the ticker talkers. What happened here? Got a little Band-Aid. Is our buddy... Whoa, did we almost hit a coyote or something? Oh, no, it's just a deer. Good job with the adapting. So, Boolin Julian, that's his name. Go ahead and do that. Hey, get a Bluetooth system. Oh, no, his knees. Are we gonna... No, 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 no! Oh.
Great.
Yeah, great. Let's see what your legs look like. You got a little bit of tearing on the right hip. Get a Bluetooth system. That way you don't have to have your cord like that. There's that left leg. There's the shoes. Hopefully doing some abrasion absorption. I think I saw a little bit of tearing on some clothing right there, so I'll do a little detective work. There's some tearing right there. He just checked his elbows. He's checking his elbows and doing this.
Video, boys.
Yeah, boys. All right, let's take a quick look. So there's the leg impact. Okay. So we're going to scrape up that leg. Let's see how good those gloves held up. Very good. Good gloves holding up. He had the shorts on. They're not really that short. You want to have shorter shorts. You know, if they're over 4-inch inseam, they're not shorts. They're pants now. Scrapage on the leg. I hope his ankle does not. Here, Rainin. I think this looks like a good one. This looks like a good one. Sorry, one second, everybody. We're doing a thumbnail. We gotta work. All right, we're just gonna move on. This thing is like all like loose. Oh.
At least we got it on video, boys.
Yeah, boys. Hey, pause it. I want to watch you crash. Yeah, that doesn't work. There we go. Got my handy dandy Allen wrenches. All right, let's watch this guy do some really cool things and probably not crash. Nice wheelie, bro. Nice hoodie. Hopefully it's an armored hoodie. Because he just disappeared into the ground. Did you see that? He went into a whole nother Oh, he came back. Did you see? Okay, let's see. I was on the other side of the strip, but I didn't know what happened.
Yo, what the?
Yo, gang, gang. You saw that too, Zach? Okay, are we just gonna talk? I want to see injuries. Hey, that's an Insta360. That's the new one. I got the old one. They wanted me to do a review on it. They were gonna send me a few of these, but it's like, I don't do that. It's like, have you watched my channel?
What the fuck?
So he's got a little bit of a tearing on his right wrist or right hand. That looks like some blood. Could almost lose a knuckle. So can somebody else see this? He like completely disappeared. Exactly, glitched through the ground. I think he's got some wall hacks here. Watch. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? What happened? Oh! One more time, look at this. Where'd he go? Oh! Either way, shouldn't have been doing that. Trucker Dan videos, how you doing with all these $5 donations? I really do appreciate it, by the way. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one where he's doing some wheelies. So Rev, here we go, having a great time. We're going to go ahead and do it with traffic. So very safe and not reckless and won't get you a ticket. And there won't be any legal consequences or even physical and mental consequences. So this sun's going to go right in your eyes right here. Well, let's go ahead and block it with our motorcycle because, you know, who needs our own vision? Let's see if anybody hates us now that we did that because we were stuck at a red light. We're going to go into the intersection. Very safe. You need to stop behind that white line, by the way. They didn't do that. Yep, somebody got pissed. Yep, somebody got pissed. But we're cool, right? Because we got it on camera and we're going to post it on our YouTube channel and get 40 views. Rigoberto, gotta see ya. Whoa, one sec. I think that's the new name for Resco Roberto. Resco Rigoberto. Rigoberto. Love it. All right, so we're going to go a little wide right here and crash. And now we're going to help out rescue Rigoberto Garcia. Oh, missing a piece. Whew. Let's go and take a look at what happened because I was talking the whole time. So he's going to be going through here. He's going to go ahead and take a left-handed turn, and we're going to go ahead and go a little too wide and hit some gravel and lose some traction. So it's basically just not turning. We decided not to turn on the turn, and we decided to go straight on the turn and then hit some gravel. So the lesson here today, everybody, is to make the turn because it is a turn and you should be turning. Pretty simple, generalized information. All right, we're going 40. What are we filming with? So he's presenting way too much. There's the brake lights. We're going to go right into that. Not paying attention, not doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're doing it again because we're just having a great time with a high-risk maneuver. And now we finally hit a parked car. How embarrassing is it to hit a parked car while trying to go straight? Right? I mean, this dude's just he's bouncing around, having a great time, and he's gonna do it again and again and again, and then we hit something. Man in the box? What is going on? Amen, Sayed. Oh, got cut off. Terrible situation. Multiple people getting hit. It's because it's a Sportster up front. The Sportster had to stop because it's just not nimble. All right, so we're going to go around this corner, and we got freaked out by this car. This car was cutting it kind of close, but we have an escape right there. We shouldn't have panicked too much with that. And then we're going to go ahead and hit the backside of him, but we're going to fall down. The Harley did not fall down because it weighs 800 pounds, and law of gross tonnage dictates that these naked bikes will be the ones that fall down, okay? They're actually bowing down to the superior bike right now. So right here, the creature side of the vehicle. Okay, they saw you. Look at where the sun is, okay, everybody? Look at where his shadow is compared to everything. So sun in the eyes of that car driver. Yes, they should have stopped, and they did. She kind of sees you, buddy. She sees you.
Fucking stop, son.
The creature, once again, we got a merging issue. Roll off the brake, or roll off the... Can't even speak. Roll off the throttle or apply some brakes. You saw it ahead of time, the creature. You saw it ahead of time. Let's take a quick look at this. Blinker, 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 blinker. We fought for our lane. We kept it. And thankfully we didn't crash. But roll off the throttle on that one. Stop getting angry. The creature, don't get angry. Okay, we're gonna do a left turn. This person's gonna take forever. Maybe even do a U-turn. Non-issue. You did really good with your slow speed, except for the high revolutions on your rev bombs. Okay, we got some more. Are you playing? Hey, get off your phone. Everyone complains about that. All right, remember that car, everybody. The only car on the road, we have to make sure we know that one. This guy's 2 feet off my back. You're switching lanes like crazy back and forth. Okay, never mind. We're into this area. We have to. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. How long have we been riding? It got dark. Anybody can see what happens? I can't see anything.
What up?
What up? Nothing. How you doing? Nah, just taking a look at your pretty face. That'd make people so awkward when you say stuff like that. Just try it. He stays in the right lane. Oh, okay. Oh, come on. The cop pulls him over. Okay, great. Whatever. Whatever. Hey, we got 30 more minutes until the Discord. So let's go ahead and do another one. Do another one. We got 99 lives. We got 99 lives. Whew. How's everybody doing today? Do you guys want something else instead of donuts? You want anything else? Hey, can we get a rookie to bring some pizzas? Take these donuts out. Can we? All right, thanks, Nathan. Go and you got the whip? Yeah. All right, we're gonna get some pizza, everybody. We're gonna get some pizza. So don't worry. I know you guys are hungry. We're gonna get some pizza, okay? But how's everybody doing today? Waffles would be, waffles do sound pretty nice. I've had some Chick-fil-A earlier today. It was absolutely delicious. Delicioso in Spanish, if you didn't know that. Liquidación is discounts. I learned that from walking around Walmart all the time. You manage a pizza place. Cody, you got... Did you bring some? Yeah, bring it in class. Hey! We got pizza! The pizza pies. Pizza pies. We got some pizza. Cody brought some pizza. Everyone give Cody a biker wave in the chat. We got some pizzas right here. Woo-wee. That was quick, man. That was quick. You only brought 3, though. We got like 300-something people in class. Just kidding. Just kidding. Whew. Make sure you guys sign in. Click that like button. Click that join button. Click that subscribe button. Join Discord. Discord is absolutely free. How you doing, Miss Nance? How you doing, Daniel Torresia? Kenneth, how you doing? So make sure you join the Discord. Discord is absolutely free. Join up. Here we go. All right, blurry. Yeah, let's Moto Jitsu. See, that's how you knee drag while keeping your bike straight up. So he's showing you can actually do that on the roads. Okay, so now he's gonna do figure eights with no hands and standing on it. Replay, guys. We got the replay. All right, he's a black belt. He finished all his white, yellow, purple, rainbow, and black belts, and he is doing great. This is what you get. All right, here we go. Joker's Moto Place. A little bit close. Hopefully they don't have to back up. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Jump out of the way because your bike's getting destroyed. Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Ah, seriously, man.
I hope your company has insurance, because you are paying for my brand new bike that I just got from the dealership. I did not buy it off Craigslist, and it cost $70,000. Do you guys see that rim? At least that's what I'd be telling my insurance company. Yeah, it costs like as much as a house. Can you give me a house? Look at that rim. Destroyed. Destroyed. Holy crap. It barely even tippity-tapped him. All right, great job with the 60 frames per second. Mr. V-Rod, we've already talked about this. Mr. V-Rod, he has a few videos up on MotoStars and all that stuff, but he actually joined one of the videos that we did. Yeah, I know Mr. V-Rod. He actually joined up and he said that he's been calming down a little bit more. Okay, so this is really cool. Really cool that he's not going to have massive issues in the future. This is an older video. So he witnessed a crash, and he was just basically telling this guy he's an idiot, and he shouldn't have done that.
Wow.
Let's move on. We already did this one. So DJ Spencer having a great time riding around the neighborhood with one hand on, off. Doggos. Oh, please. Dogs, get out of the way. Yeah, dogs don't like two-wheeled vehicles, like bicycles, motorcycles. In that situation, the best thing to do is to not stop. Okay, you got to juke them out. Give it a little bit of throttle. You know, brakes first so that they kind of get their trajectory going at you. Then you gun it safely, by the way, and then swerve a little bit out of the way if you have to. So as soon as you see this, accelerate. As soon as you see that, accelerate. Accelerate. Get out of there. Get out of there. Because now that you stop, they got you. They got you. They're working as a pack. Reminds me of Jurassic Park when he's like staring at the raptor and he's like, clever girl, and then he gets eaten. Kind of like that, but with dogs. He's just defending his house. All right, Uncle Ken. Sounds familiar. Make sure you get yourself a rock for him, though. Getting boxed in. Don't fight for your position, Uncle Ken. Don't fight for your position. Let them have it. Let them have it. All right. Mule Big Bang. That's the name. All right. Sharp left turn. Please don't low side. Oh, you did it anyways. It's kind of weird how people are just low siding on turns. You know what I mean? I don't get why people are low siding so hard on these turns. The one thing that I like about cruisers is that it's kind of hard to low side. Because when you're turning, you're scraping hard parts, and then you low side, but those... Oh, there must be something in the road then. I think there might be something in the road if he crashed too. A little bit of rain. But yeah, cruisers and other bikes like that, you're scraping hard parts. It's a great indicator that we're leaning too hard. Let's see what happened. I think there might be something in the road then. We were on the painted line, though. Like, we were crossing over. He hit paint. So he hit paint and it's wet. So it might have just started to rain. And then we have somebody else. Looks like he's right on the line too. So how about this, everybody? Don't ride on the line right after it rains. Pretty self-explanatory. Some jurisdictions put granulate in the paint so that it's not slick, but you'd never know. I know a lot of places don't even do that. It's just a slick, straight, nice oil paint or whatever it is, and it basically blocks that aggregate that normal asphalt has, and it fills in the gaps so your bike tires can't grip as well. You can go over it and you can even ride on it pretty well, but once you start adding a turn and you start adding a little bit of wetness, you start adding a little bit of debris on top of that, it's slick. It's like ice. It's like ice. Riding in the rain, James, is not too bad. So James saying I would never ride like that in the rain. Rain is fine. Your tires, you have really good water displacement on really good tires. Your motorcycle tires are going to do that. Now, if you have low tread or damage to the tire, then yeah, I could see that. But start trusting your tires. You can do quite a bit in the rain. You really can. But I think I know what you mean by, like, you know, hauling ass around corners and like being up in the mountains when it's raining and then trying to take turns fast. Yeah, don't do that. I think that's probably where you're coming from. 'Cause I think you know better. I think you know. I think you know your tires can do a good job, James. I know you can. I know. Don't get. I wasn't making. No, it's okay. I wasn't making fun of you. All right, here we go. He's indicating there's gravel or there was a hazard. So I think it was a monkey. Yep, side of the monkeys. Side of the monkeys. Marsupials.
Oh, too many monkeys going wild because of the...
He lost his phone, by the way, because it didn't have a rock form. Rider 91S, I think we already saw this one. He's going to go ahead and go a little wide, hit the ground, boom, boom, done, dead. Yeah, it's kind of dumb to go that fast in the rain, Kiera. I agree. He lost his slider. We can skip this one. We already talked about this on MotoStars. The monkey flip. Oh, good job picking it up. We didn't see that in MotoStars video. That was a great job on how to pick up a bike. Let's go ahead and look at that. That's something else we can learn. So he's going to go ahead and do his low side thing, and then he's going to move that over. But look at the positioning he's in. He's got his back towards the bike. He's going to grab the handlebars, and he's going to grab this tail end, and he's going to start walking it back with his legs. And as soon as he gets it up on a balance point, put the side stand down, get on the bike, and see how everything is going. Yeah, you do that so you don't hurt your back. So Max, send. This is his video. So are we gonna send it Max fully? Okay. So how about this? You don't pass anybody that hasn't left their lane yet. That might be the better option. That might be something you should be doing. All right, Easy Rider 390. Uh-oh, side of the dog. Good job with the swerve on a Riker, I believe. Somebody comment below and tell me if that was a Riker. But this is a three-wheeled vehicle, so good job on the swerve. I don't know if that's his horn or added later. I think he added it later. Whew. DR Dead Rabbit. Okay, you know what, guys? I think we're going to have to pause this because we do have a guest instructor here. Is he available? He's going to show us how to apply a tourniquet to our own body. Okay. I'm just getting that into my earpiece right now that Prep Medic is showing up. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say. Let's go ahead and find. Is he going to call it in? Does he know how to call it in? No? I thought we discussed this, Raiden. I thought we discussed this, that we gave him a phone. We gave him a video. No? Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and do the work myself. All right. Here we go. And let's see. Nope. Turn the lights back on. Thank you. Not there yet. Where is he at? Is he gonna pop up? Oh.
My name's Sam.
Hey, Sam. Sam here is gonna teach us how to put a tourniquet together. Cynic Hex. Hey, Dan, just started riding last week. Thanks for your videos and prepping me for the road. I'm sure you helped more people than you even realize. Cheers. Hey. Cheers. Thank you for the donation. Max Wrist ate some crayons, Kira. Interesting. Doesn't surprise me. Here we go. Let's go ahead and turn off the lights. Thank you. And let's go ahead and see what he has to say.
I'm from the YouTube channel Prep Medic, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to apply a cat-style
keep it down, everybody,
to a severely bleeding extremity. Tourniquets are used for life-threatening bleeding from both the upper and lower extremities. Now, generally, the tourniquet will not result in permanent harm to that patient if they're applied for less than 4 hours. Under no circumstances should you remove a tourniquet once it has been applied to a patient. For application, this can be self-application or it can be applied to somebody else. In both those situations, the process remains similar. So when we're doing self-application with a cat-style tourniquet, I'm going to take this, I'm going to feed my arm into it. Now, generally speaking, if I can see where the wound is, I should place the tourniquet 2 to 3 inches above it, trying to avoid joint capsules, because that will result in injury to the patient and more severe pain than the tourniquet will already cause. If I can't see where the bleeding's coming from, whether there's too much blood or they have a long sleeve coat on, I can take this and I can put it high and tight on the
Here, I'm kidding.
Proper staging is a must for self-application. Now, when I'm putting this on, I want to make sure this red tab is towards the heart. I'm going to take this, and we're going to say that I don't know where the bleeding's coming from, and go high and tight. And I'm going to tighten this down as much as possible without even turning the windlass. So I tighten that down, and I'm going to take the strap all the way back, but let it hang before it gets to this bracket. I'm then going to take the windlass, and I'm going to tighten it until all blood flow has stopped in the lower extremity. I'm going to take the tail of this tourniquet that I let drop a second ago. I'm going to feed it over, take the time strip, put it over, and then if you're in the mindset to do so, you can write the time of application to help the emergency room identify if it's safe to take off or if they need to provide medications to the patient prior to removing the tourniquet. The process for applying this to lower extremities in both buddy application and self-application is relatively the same. However, you may have to actually remove
Nathan, we're going to have to show that
from the buckle to get it around a particularly large boot, or to apply it to a leg while the person is trapped under a piece of machinery.
Don't do it to the third leg, everybody.
If the first tourniquet applied to the patient fails to stop the bleeding completely, you can take a second tourniquet and put it on above the wound, either above this tourniquet or directly below it, and tighten that one down. If you don't have a second tourniquet, you can take the one that's already applied and attempt to turn the windlass a couple more times.
Keep it down,
to stop
James.
that bleeding completely. For more medical how-tos, check out the other
stop laughing,
videos
everybody.
in this series. If you want to take a deeper dive into emergency medicine and EMS in general, check me out on my channel. I'm at Prep Medic on YouTube. And
Yeah, okay, thank you, Prep Medic. So that's how we apply it. But Prep Medic, how do we stage it? So how do we stage it, Prep Medic? Can you explain that to me?
Hey guys, my name's Sam from the channel Prep Medic, and in this video, we're going to be discussing how to properly stage a cat-style tourniquet for rapid deployment. So this is super important because seconds count when we're putting one of these on a patient. There are two main ways to stage a tourniquet that I'm going to talk through today. The first way,
we're going to be going to the Discord soon.
Relatively easy to do. So when you have the tourniquet, it should be able to rapidly expand without having to fiddle with any Velcro, and easily applied with one hand. So in this method, we'll take the tail, and we want between 6 to 8 inches past the buckle. We're going to fold that in on itself. We're then going to take this tourniquet here, and we're going to lay it down across the buckle so the Velcro is facing up, and this is facing the windlass. We can take this, and we're going to fold it again in on itself, almost like an accordion fold. And what that'll allow me to do is take this, if my arm is injured, and I can put this on me, pull that tight. The second way you can stage a tourniquet, if you don't like doing it this way, is going to be an old military trick. So with this, we have much less of the Velcro attached, so it's slightly easier for one-handed application. In this method, we're going to take the strap completely out of the buckle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start accordioning it in on itself. So I'm going to come all the way to the buckle, I'm going to loop back, and then I'm going to go back again.
I'm on the Discord, everybody. Join the Discord. We're about to start the podcast on the Discord.
End of the strap, and I just have a little bit left over. And then I'm going to take that, put that through the buckle, and put it on over itself. And this will give you the same thing. It's even a little bit easier to put your arm through and expand it for self-application. Now, a couple pitfalls and things that I've seen people do that you should avoid when staging a tourniquet. Number one is keeping the time tab across. This time tab should be off to the side with just a little bit that you can pull and cover that windlass when you're done. You lose fine motor skills when you're stressed out, so having this and trying to take that off is going to be really, really hard under pressure, which if you're applying a tourniquet, I guarantee you're going to be under pressure. The second mistake I see people making is they keep the tourniquet in the plastic that it comes with. While this plastic doesn't seem like a big deal, it can delay you in its application and should never be left on for any period of time. Lastly, The other mistake I see people make is that they pull this tight when they're staging it. So they'll pull this all the way tight, and then they'll just accordion this beyond it. Now, the downside to this is that when I go for self-application or to apply it to somebody else, I have a very small opening, and it's very hard to put it over a limb. All of these will slow down your application. So make sure that you have this staged appropriately in your kit. If you want to learn more about first aid and medical items related to motorcycle riding, check out the other videos in this.
Can someone turn on the lights? What happened? Thank you, Prep Medic, for the awesome instruction on how to apply a tourniquet and to stage your tourniquet. Your beard looks amazing. My beard looks better. Yes, I know that, Prep Medic, but I appreciate you coming by. If you guys want to watch more of this kind of stuff, we do have some of these things on the Motorcycle Training Concepts YouTube channel. Very soon, Nathan's going to throw in some cool things on that. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get some of the podcast stuff going. So, yeah, we got a screen that looks like this, but let's do this. We got to get everything situated. Boom. Thank you. Thank you, Nathan. Appreciate it. All right. So we're waiting for the stage to start. This is on Discord. It's the After the Ride podcast. Now, here's the thing, everybody. We're still going to be recording. We're going to make this available on After the Ride podcast in the future once we get some editing, but we are recording this. But here's the thing. In order to participate in this live, you need to be on the Discord and join up where everyone else is at. Now, you can jump on the stage. We're going to include you. But we're going to be talking about 5 riding habits you need to quit today. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be making this live stream that you're currently watching unavailable. The only way it's going to be available is if you are a YouTube member. So it's going to be a members only to every channel member. The visibility is going to change. That means it's going to drop off. But here's the thing. Let's go and play some music while we're waiting. It's going to drop off, which is fine. But just join the Discord. We're gonna continue on there. But if you are a YouTube member, you get access to this. So to become a YouTube member, it's only $2. Click that join button. And here's the thing. If you leave and come back, you're not going to be able to join unless you are a YouTube member. All right, this video is already demonetized. Okay, so let's go ahead and ask for a revision of that. And we shall make... It's a members only chat now. So you have to become a member. So at 4 p.m. it's going to start. I'll find a better transition for that because it was kind of abrupt for everybody. But here's the thing. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Let me know in the After the Ride text if you can hear me okay. Mita says, great. Oh my gosh. What's happening, No 10? Can hear you great. Sorry I'm late. Had to get a run in. Scared the F out of me. No 10, wake up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an at everyone. Gang, gang. Join the After the Ride podcast. There it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the music. Now, if you guys want to watch this on YouTube right now, instead of participating in the audience down below like you guys are there, go ahead and get on YouTube. It's for members only, so that's the only way you're going to be able to see it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this at the top right there. Let's just do that. That looks good. Oops. There we go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make an announcement to all YouTube members for the After the Ride. Let's go ahead and put the music back on. So this is a members only when it's live, but then afterwards it's going to go available for everyone. So it's members only right now. I'm going to make a post talking about it. We got 5 more minutes. But you can also do dfmcrew.com/YouTube member. Let me go ahead and get that link for you. There you go. What's up, Michael? How you doing? We're going to be doing an After the Ride podcast. We are on the Discord server. The topic today is 5 riding habits you need to quit today. So like I said, we have 3 minutes until we start the podcast. This is a good opportunity to take my medicina. So what I'll be doing is I'll be focusing on the audience in the Discord. I will be trying my best to look at the YouTube chat, but this is just a way for you to witness it live. Whoa. Nope. Let's go ahead and pause. Okay. There we go. I need to get rid of the alert. Go ahead and hit. At least we can have music. So the alert box. It's supposed to be inactive. Well, now it is. $45 people listening. Now what we do here, once we hit about 2 minutes, actually, I'll just go ahead and start talking. Let's go ahead and pause this. All right, so what we're going to be doing is starting the After the Ride podcast. This is the live taping. Obviously, we're going to edit things down, and we're going to be posting it on, one second, I got to burp. We're going to be posting it on the After the Ride YouTube channel. We're going to be making clips out of the podcast, and then whenever you guys pop up on stage and you ask your question, we might be making a clip out of that. So this is a live taping. You are being recorded. So for those of you that don't want to be recorded, please do not jump on stage and ask a question because we will be using that as a recording. In the future, we're going to have a notification pop up and say, hey, you're being recorded. So just be aware of that. You guys are being recorded, so if anybody has any issues with that, please leave. But we're going to be posting this on After the Ride with some clips. So make sure you subscribe to After the Ride podcast, because we will be posting these podcasts probably like next month after we get some good editing done. It's a lot of work, so I'm going to be posting this in the Discord right now. That's the After the Ride podcast. Are the audience being recorded too? So Mr. God Bless, if you're in the audience, you can't speak, so you won't be heard at all. But if you're brought on stage, like Rainin, go ahead and pop on stage if you can, and you'll notice how she's going to be on stage like this. Go ahead and say something, please. Oh, I can't hear you. Maybe that's my own fault. 1 second. See, this is why we do things. Oops. Can't do that. Stream road. Got him. Let me go ahead and do the user settings. For some reason, I think I have it. Oh, I know why. 1 second. It's not your fault. I know why.
Oh.
There we go.
Yay!
Yay. Perfect. See, that's what's going to happen.
All right.
All right. Thank you
So
so
you
much,
done with me
Rainin.
now?
I am.
Okay. Okay,
Bye.
bye.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to talk. It's 4 p.m. now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about 5 riding habits you need to quit today. Okay, let me go ahead and get comfy. Here we go. It's the live taping of After the Ride podcast, live at 4 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday on the Discord. You don't have to include that, Nathan. I just felt like doing that. So everybody, I want to talk to you about 5 riding habits you need to quit today. Right now we are in the Discord server having a great time talking with over 50 people listening right now. But the main thing is I want to ask you guys after this, what is it that you have done or you are doing that you feel like people need to quit doing? Okay, so I got 5 riding habits that I feel like you need to quit today. Okay, so number 1 is going to be believing you are a better rider than you are. I do have my notes in front of me, so if I'm not looking directly at your face, if you're watching this on the YouTubes, don't worry about it. So here's the thing. I want you to take a good look at your own riding. So when you take a good look at your own riding, you're going to start to realize and be more aware of where you really are at, okay? Because believing that you're a better rider than you are is going to get you into a lot of trouble, okay? So no one likes hearing that they can improve. You know, it's kind of rough to hear that, but that doesn't mean you are an expert. And even experts understand that they need to get better and better and better and better. Skills can actually be overtaken by bad habits. So what I mean by that is that if you went and started off at the MSF and you took your BRC and you did ARC, you did Total Control Advanced Riding Clinic, or you just started getting so much good information and then you stopped. And then you started falling back into some bad habits from your driving. You started falling down the habits of complacency. You started to not do what you're supposed to be doing, and all of a sudden, your skills that you learned at the beginning starts to go away. So not going into orange stage at intersections because nothing bad has happened yet is a typical thing that people do, and that's complacency. So if you believe you're a better rider than you really are, the only way you're going to find that out is through awareness, and probably one of the easiest ways to do that is to ride with a few crew members, DDFM crew members, and actually ask them, where can I improve? Because the DDFM crew is all about support. We empower each other. We're not here to talk bad. So the moment you ask, hey, what can I do to improve? Understand the person when they say, hey, I think your cornering sucks. They don't mean it in a bad way. Okay, they mean it because it probably sucks and they want you to stay safe. So just stop believing that you're a better rider than you are. That's the Dunning-Kruger effect. You can look it up. Please do so. It affects quite a bit of new riders and even experienced riders. So here's another thing that's a bad habit that I really want you to quit today is forgetting bad things can happen. Complacency really kills people. And I've talked about that with the Dunning-Kruger effect, but this was definitely drilled into my brain as a firefighter because firefighters over the course of many years, and they've had a few fires, they had multiple car accidents, and not them specifically, but been on calls for that. They tend to think nothing's happened yet. I've been on the job for 10 plus years. I've been on the job for 2 plus years. Nothing bad has happened yet. And all it takes is a 2x4 to fall on the back of your neck while inside of a fire, and you now have a few step-offs on your vertebrae broken. Or you weren't taking your training seriously, and you go into a fire and you get dehydrated quickly because you also drank the night before and didn't get any sleep, and you're out of shape. So complacency can definitely kill you. And when it comes to motorcycle riding, it's the same concept. Oh, I haven't crashed yet. I'm not going to wear my pants. I hope you're wearing pants, but I'm not going to wear my motorcycle pants today. I'm not going to wear my jacket today. It's too hot. I'm not going to wear my helmet. I never had an issue, and I don't feel like sweating. I have really nice hair right now. I don't have that problem, but people do that. And complacency can kill you because you're forgetting bad things can happen. We just talked about that during the live stream today, okay? So just because 20 intersections were close call free doesn't mean the next one won't be. This also applies to that next corner. Very important. Here's the thing. Another bad habit, like I just talked about, not wearing your gear and whatnot. It's pretty much it. Not wearing safety gear is a very bad habit to get into. And it's very easy to get into because it's either too hot, too cold. I'd rather wear this, rather not wear this. I'm going to be going to work and I don't feel like taking all my gear off. I have no place to store it. I'm going to go work out. And I don't want to put all my stuff in a cubicle and all. I get it. I truly do get it. And I've rode many times without gear, and I'm so very lucky nothing bad has happened. So part of riding is understanding the risks. It's a big part of riding. The Smart Rider principles dictate that you need to be seeking out and recognizing hazardous situations. Very important. The end-all, be-all risk associated with riding is crashing. That's the risk. I mean, what, having a great time? Yeah, it's a risk. It's a good one. But crashing is a bad one, and that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about bad habits, okay? Things that you need to quit today. So having protective gear will help minimize the severity of the injury. Now, that's a big key phrase right there. Minimize the severity of the injury. Doesn't take it away, but it does matter, because if you are riding and you crash and you hit your knee, like that one guy that we did on the live stream today on Thursday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time every Tuesday and Thursday, but we did it today, Thursday. You might want to join at some point, youtube.com/DanDanTheFireman. He ripped his knee off, and he didn't have protective pants. Did not have protective pants. If he had protective pants with impact protection on that knee, maybe it would have been, I don't know, a broken knee versus completely ripping your patella tendon and your patella. Okay, so it's not going to remove the risk. It's going to help mitigate the risk. Okay, if you want to, I have a list of gear that you can get. I think we've done a full set of gear for less than $800, but it's ddfmcrew.com/beginner gear. Get some gear. Please do so. Another bad habit that I think you need to start stopping, it makes a lot of sense, today, is assuming the road is clear. So what a lot of people do is they kind of just look forward and only look at the hazard side of the vehicle, intersections coming up, orange stage, but everyone seems to forget that the road, the thing that you're connected to, could be the thing that's going to cause you to crash. Okay? So good vision is the most important thing to have on a motorcycle, and you need good vision to be able to see, the sides of the vehicles, the intersections, but also the road itself, having good focal vision. What does that mean? If we are focused on something, we're staring at something, just go ahead and stare at something right now while you're listening to this. Now just keep staring. Now if you notice how everything around the point that you're staring is blurry, that is your peripheral vision. You notice how much of a focal vision you have? It's just a very small section of your vision itself. It's about 3 degrees. I don't know how that works. I learned that in MSF, but that's what it is. I'm not an eye doctor. Cornering, intersections, hills, and normal obstructions cause bad line of sight. So line of sight is basically an unobscured line of vision from point A to point B. Now, cars get in the way of that. A corner with a mountainside gets in the way of that. Hedges, trees, getting too close to the vehicle in front of you. Intersections where there's lots of vehicles can break up your line of sight. And when that happens, please, please, please slow it down, because you never know. The best thing that I like to use as a reference is a haunted house. You're walking through a haunted house, checking every single corner, because you're worried somebody's going to come out and get you. And that's what it's designed for, right? So you're not running, though, down the hallway, unless you're really scared and you're leaving a nice trail of brown. But you're not running to get rid of things, because you never know. Somebody's going to jump out and really spook you, and you won't have time to react. So looking around the corners are very, very important. Slowing it down so you can look around the corners and have time to react is even more important. Situational awareness will help you prepare for blind areas. So remember the color code chart: white, yellow, orange, red, and brown stage. White stage, you're completely zoned out. Yellow stage, you're zoned in, which is what you need to do. Orange stage, you kind of recognize something bad's happening. You're prepped and ready to fight or flight. Red stage, you are doing that flight stage where you're actually getting out of the way. You're braking hard, which is you're doing it correctly, though. You're braking hard progressively. Or you're swerving. You're trying to get out of the way of that situation. Brown, you just completely messed up. You either didn't do what you're supposed to do and froze, or you did the wrong thing, like smash that front brake and panic brake and then dump the bike, and you got to check your pantalones. So slow down when you can't see it. Pretty simple. That's what it is. If you can't see where you're going, slow down. If you can see where you're going, go ahead and have fun, but realize there's other risks involved with that. So the fifth habit, and this is where I want everyone to pay attention, is having the wrong attitude when you're on the motorcycle. So if you go out by yourself, I know a lot of us smart riders don't have this problem. A lot of the DDFM crew riders don't have this problem at all. But a lot of people, when they get on the bike by themselves, it's pretty easy, right? You're just kind of relaxing. You're just going from point A to point B, having a great time. Maybe listen to some music, have your phone on the handlebars with your rock form mount, and you're looking at the GPS so you know where to go next. All those different things. But what happens if you're leaving work and your boss just yelled at you and made you feel like absolute dog doo-doo? How are you going to feel when you're on the bike? You're going to be pissed. You're going to be sad. You're going to be hurt. You're going to feel ashamed. Well, if you're riding like that, you're not thinking of what's on the road. You're not zoned in. You're zoned out because you're zoned in on something else. You're zoned out on the road, zoned in on your boss. Same thing if you get in a fight with a significant other. And this is just by yourself. Now imagine being with a group of buddies. One of them is a little daredevil. You know, that little guy, a little daredevil guy or girl. And they're like, let's go ahead and ride super fast, gang, gang, right? Don't do it. Peer pressure is really going to be the problem in that situation. Peer pressure. It's our job to teach and mentor. That's part of being a smart rider. So hopefully you're able to teach and mentor your buddy that wants to go fast. If he still goes fast, you just ride your own ride. Don't let peer pressure be the cause of your crash. It's pretty embarrassing. It's even worse than crashing because of the stuff that you did yourself. But please pay attention to what you're doing. Ride your own ride. Don't ride somebody else's ride and try to keep up. Okay? Just have a good time. Talk on your car to pack talks. And don't be an idiot. Okay? So 5 riding habits you need to quit today, believing you're a better rider than you are. So be super aware of your skills and where you're at. Forgetting bad things can happen. Hey, bad things happen on a motorcycle. Riding a motorcycle is just dangerous. It's just the way it is. We can make it less dangerous by mitigating some risk with a lot of skill and a lot of situational awareness. Being a smart rider is the good start. Not wearing safety gear, that's part of being a smart rider. Acquire and utilize personal protective equipment, the A in SMART. So wear some gear. Just in case something bad happens, you can hit the ground and hopefully not get hurt too bad. Okay? And also protect your bike too. Didn't even mention that. Protect your bike so that you can keep riding. Assuming the road is clear, and this is a major thing about vision. Simple, slow down when you can't see. Hard concept for some people. Having the wrong attitude. This one is really tough. I told you not to have the wrong attitude when it comes to, the boss yelling at you, getting angry, peer pressure. But what is the right attitude? The right attitude is making sure that you are absolutely zoned in, realizing that you're on a motorcycle. This is dangerous. This is something I need to focus on. This is something that, I got to push everything else out. Meditate, meditate, meditate. It is so good for your mental health. Don't let bad things interfere with your meditation and therapy, your throttle therapy, okay? Zone into what's happening, deal with it afterwards, all right? So what I like to do now is I like to bring up people onto the stage, and here's what I'm going to be doing. I'm taking a look at the After the Ride text, and I see a lot of gangs in there, and somebody's yeeted a little bit. But what I want you guys to do is help me understand where you might have failed in one of these riding habits, or let me know what a riding habit that is bad that I didn't mention. So if you want to, you can raise your hand. click that little raise hand on the bottom and let me know if you want to jump up on stage and just let me know. Just it could be anything. Could be anything. This is the point in time where we just kind of hang out and relax. The main filming of After the Ride is done. So Nathan, you're going to cut out this part and the other part. We'll talk about that, whatever. And we're going to go ahead and jump into the community interaction part. So we got 44 people listening, only me speaking. You guys, it's disabled. It's disabled. Oh, it's always fun when we have to deal with some stuff here. Let's go to the permissions here. You can connect, mute, move. You should be able to request to speak. There we go. We got a request to speak right there. Awesome. So let's see who wants to request. Hammy Ham. Oh, we got No 10. Never mind. We got No 10. What's up, No 10?
Not much, Joe. I was waiting for you to finish talking.
Oh, I appreciate it. You know how this runs.
I know how this runs. That's why I always have long pauses just in case you want to say something.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So we're talking about 5 riding habits you need to quit today. We talked about believing you're a better rider, forgetting bad things, not wearing safety gear, assuming the road is clear, and having the wrong attitude. Do you have anything to add or an experience of one of these?
A couple things, if you don't mind.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the first one is the mindset. I've got a personal story to go with that. I had a really bad day, and I've struggled with depression for years. So I was at a pretty low point as far as depression went. And this is when I had, my FZ. So, I've had this bike for, going on, I think 6 months. So it was at the start of when I got this bike. So I wasn't very experienced yet, but enough to where I, knew the basics of what I was doing. And I was in a really low point. So I hopped on the bike and I went. And to this day, I call this my quote suicide ride, where I was just so done with everything. I did not care what happened. I was riding like a complete maniac. Sorry. So your mindset really plays a heavy, heavy part in how you ride, because I never ride that aggressive or that dangerous or that ridiculous ever. Sometimes I get a little extra spirited, not gonna lie, but never to the point of where I don't care if I crash. So that mindset is extremely dangerous. Being extremely pissed off is extremely dangerous. There's a lot of different things that can aid in the possibility of you getting into an accident or even dying because your mindset was wrong while riding. So that's my mindset issue. That's the one that I've had an experience with. Have you had anything similar, Dan? Being angry, sad, depressed while riding? If you're speaking, I cannot hear you.
Oh, there we go.
Problem.
I appreciate you know how this works, and you kept talking. I was talking a little bit. Thank you for the question. Damn, you put it right back on me.
I did.
I remember when I mentioned part of that is the boss yelling at you. I think my second year as a firefighter, and I was with a really terrible captain. I can't talk too badly about him. I think he had his own issues, and he did commit suicide. So there was that. But part of it was he was very angry at work, and he'd like to take it out on people, and he took it out on me one day, and it was just the way it works is you're with a captain for at least a year. So unless you request a leave, it's pretty hard to do that. So he was just taking it out on me, and it was like first thing in the morning, and I was having a tough time already with my own things, and he just took it out on me hard, and I was riding home, and I just remember crying on the way home, and it's like I couldn't see, I wasn't even thinking, I was just pissed off. It was like a pissed off cry. It wasn't like I'm sad. It was like I'm so angry I couldn't do anything because I was a 2-year firefighter with a 20-year captain. And so I was just like really pissed, and I wasn't paying attention. And thankfully, it was just it was a pretty easy ride. It was just the interstate and whatnot. But I didn't even remember how I got home. Like it was like one of the few times where on the motorcycle, I don't remember getting home. In a car, I've done that a few times. It's kind of scary, but yeah, I think that's the only time that I really had that outside of Yeah, I think. I mean, there's a few others, but I think that was a good one.
Yeah, that's pretty similar. I barely remember the ride personally. It's just one of those things. It's like you're so in your emotions that you don't remember what happened. So, and essentially, you were zoned out, basically.
Oh yeah, and I got lucky. At
No
that
recollection
time
of what happened.
Yeah, around that time, I wasn't wearing all the gear that I wear now. I think all I had was like a 3/4 helmet and gloves and just regular clothes under that. So, I mean, it's pretty lucky that nothing bad happened.
Dan the Squid Man.
Hey, yeah, I used to. I learned. The thing that turned me to do that is I didn't really anticipate that nothing bad would happen to me, which is a bad riding habit, right? And until I saw a few people get their face smashed in and die on motorcycles, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear gear. So
To put it
somebody,
bluntly.
yeah, somebody else had to make the mistake for me to learn, which it's still not good, but I'm glad I didn't make the mistake, and that's what I like to do with this channel is just to let everyone know that hey, people make mistakes. Let's learn from theirs, not ours. And that's how I started it. But yeah, I got very lucky.
Yeah. And then there's two other like kind of quick ones on a more positive note.
Oh, okay, good.
Is don't be scared of your front brake. And this is something that I had an issue with when I first started riding is I was scared to give it too much front brake, so I'd always give it too much rear brake. Your rear brakes suck until they don't.
Oh yeah.
They suck until they lock up if you don't have ABS.
Yep, I've done that a few times on the Harley, locking up that rear brake.
Yeah, that was my issues. I was scared to give it too much front brake, so I'd give it too much rear brake and then wind up locking it up. I did that quite often. So I had to like keep telling myself, you can give it more front brake. You can give it more front brake. You can give it more front brake. Stop using so much rear brake. It's not that big of a deal. Just, progressive brake pressure. Don't give it a handful because that's a problem. Just pull it in slowly and you can keep pulling it in because the bike is the weight transfers over the front tire now. So you have a lot more stopping power than you think you do.
Oh yeah.
And the last one is wrong foot position. A lot of people don't really talk about that. I used to ride with the middle of my feet on my pegs or the heels of my feet. Don't do that.
That's a good one. That's a good one because you can catch your toes on turns.
Feet. Yeah, that's exactly why I stopped doing it. I was at a stoplight and I was taking a right-hand turn on the old Grom. Wasn't wearing motorcycle boots. I was just wearing my Vans, and then my foot got sucked under my foot peg, and it was quite the experience.
Yep. And I even one thing I learned with total control. I mean, I already knew that, but another thing I learned is even going and putting your foot like on your tippy toes and having the heel of your foot towards your bike when you're making that turn. So now it's like your toes are pointed towards the ground, towards the out, and you can actually keep your feet from even getting close to touching. But that's more of an advanced thing, and it's really dependent on the type of bike you're using. I was using a Harley, so I had to do that because my pegs are so low. So I wouldn't know exactly what to do on a sport bike for that situation because I never taken a sport bike that low. It's similar. Okay.
It's similar, yeah. When I was at the lot with June this past Saturday, that's one thing that we were doing because he set up a 30-foot radius circle, so it's 60 foot from one end to the other end.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just doing circles, getting our honing in the more intermediate skills. And that's one thing he told me was to like tippy toes basically, and then point your toes out and like kind of tuck your heel up to completely get rid of the factor of your toes hitting the ground. Because I have sliders on my boots, so if my toes touch the ground, it's not that big of a deal. It's just they're sliders. But just to completely get rid of that factor, he was like, yeah, bring your feet up. That way you don't have that catching point on the ground.
Yep, exactly. And I'm gonna share your picture in the after the ride text.
Oh yeah.
But toes, make sure you have your feet correct, and then make sure you're riding in the zone and you're not, zoned out. And then what was the other one that you brought up?
Your front brake and mindset.
Mindset and front brake. Hey, thank you so much. You added 2 more to the list, and let us know a good one for having the wrong attitude.
Give me 1 month. I'm gonna be dragging knee. Watch. I'm gonna scrape off the feelers, dragging knee. Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. All right, man. I'll see you later. So, anybody else wants to mention what's happened to them? Maybe adding to the list. I see Hammy Ham. How you doing?
Hey, Dad. How's it going?
It's going good. How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm actually calling from London.
Ooh, what time is it?
Well, it's 12, 12:30 now.
Geez, I keep hearing people from across the Atlantic saying that they're watching the live streams, and I keep hearing that it's like 12, 1, 2, and they seem like they're all wide awake. I don't understand how you guys can be wide. I'm like sleepy around 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, don't blame me. I mean, it's just one of those nights, where you just end up staying up.
So you got any bad habits that you'd like to share with us, or anything that you've learned not to do anymore?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things. It's I think one of them is sort of attitude. Something that I've learned to have a good attitude towards time management, in particular. Like for
Oh yeah.
example, whenever I'm running late or I feel like I'm in a rush, I'm prone to make mistakes and do s- just maybe not looking behind me when I'm doing a turn or something like that, which is very dangerous, obviously. Uh, so yeah, it's just the sense of urgency is something that I try to consciously remove, even if I'm going to be late to work or anything like that. I make a conscious effort to say, you know what, I'd rather be late than never arrive. So
Yep.
that's my thinking towards that one.
Yeah, that is something that, I mean, that can hit anybody. Just like you leave late, so you start to rush, and then it's like, hey, it's a stagnant green light, turns yellow. Oh, I'm gonna try to make it through the yellow, and then it turns red, and boom, you get T-boned, or you take a turn a little bit faster than you normally do because you're running late. At that point, if you're 5 minutes late, you're 5 minutes late. If you're 10 minutes late, you're 10 minutes late. Maybe next time, just wake up earlier. Next time, leave earlier. But yeah, I never thought of it. So that's part of the wrong attitude. But the other factor involved is leaving late. I mean, I've thought of it, but I never thought of actually including it. I just thought that was common sense. But I've done it a few times without even thinking, so it's not
Yeah.
that common. Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you
Oh
for,
yeah.
yeah, thank you for sharing that with me. And everybody here. It looks like we got a lot of people listening. But yeah, please do not rush out and do that. Yeah, is there anything else that you would like to bring up, or
Yeah, actually, one more thing.
okay?
So I was one of so the first guys in between my mates to start riding, uh, by year actually. So when they first started getting an interest in riding and starting to sort of figure out what gear to buy, I felt a sense of responsibility to instill a mindset of safety to them. I think it's similar to maybe what you experience when you're doing those videos. Uh, and it's something that maybe this is just a guy thing where it's seen as lame to actually
Yeah.
care about your safety, or it's like be a man, like that sort of thing, which I get, it's funny sometimes, but uh when you're compromising your safety uh to just be a man and maybe have a skull cap, helmet on, or not
Mm,
wearing the full gear, or riding with a open jacket, for example, uh I think it's something that is also part of the sort of bad habits of. I think it's an ego thing, right? It's just I'm a man. I don't need those things, and I'm not going to dress in those silly colors, fluorescent and all that. So I think that's something that I've been thinking about recently too.
I think the more I mean, with my daughter specifically, um, she's had some issues with people like calling her weird, or how can I explain it? Just like the way she dresses and whatnot. And there's nothing wrong with the way she dresses. She dressed like a normal girl, but it kind of it started to change how she wanted to dress, and she wasn't dressing for herself. And I started recognizing some of the lack of self confidence. And then it's like the only confidence you're getting is from the external of people saying, "Okay, now you look good," or "Now you're doing the right thing." And I think in order to really be comfortable with doing what you want to do, you have to be comfortable with what you like to wear. And if it's full gear, then wear full gear. So like my daughter, she's wearing whatever she wants, and she's the happiest she's ever been. And it's just kind of one of those things. And for me, it's really just I don't care. what other people have to say when it comes to the gear. Like somebody's made fun of my helmet because it's a dual sport helmet, but I was riding a Harley at the time. It's like, I don't care. I love this helmet. It's great. I can block the sun. Some people were talking about how I'm wearing, full gear, and they would never do that because it's so hot and I look dumb. It's like, well, I've been in a fire with turnout gear that weighs 75 pounds and it's a lot thicker than this. And I've been inside a 1400-degree room that only felt like 120. I think I can handle, the heat
Yeah.
and the sweat. So it's like, to me, it's the confidence of knowing what protective gear can do and not caring how you look has really helped me make better decisions. But I know a lot of people, they are just getting into motorcycles. They have friends that tell them not to wear that kind of stuff because you look like an idiot, and people that don't know better. So then they won't wear a full face helmet. They'll wear the skull cap, like you said. They'll wear no gear. They'll wear a tank top and try to look cool and whatnot. But then their first crash, they're going to realize. And I like that you're trying to instill the safety into people, because that's part of the Smart Rider principles. But I'm glad you're doing it, because no one else is doing that. Nobody else is taking a safety perspective. Everyone else is taking a cool perspective, or this is what you should be doing because this is what I saw and this is what I'm doing, so you should do it too. So my decisions don't look as bad when two people are doing it. So I'm glad you're instilling that into others. That's really cool, man.
Thank you. We're actually going to be, me and my two mates that I just talked about, we're going to be riding down to Brighton over the weekend. So we're going to be following the principles and trying to be as safe as possible.
Awesome. Share some pictures. When you're doing that, go to the Moto Media and just share some pictures. We got a photography channel. I post a few things on my walks for that. I think it's a great thing to share with everybody, because then they can see. Because I think, going back to your point where nobody really gets to see that other people are wearing gear and how cool it looks, whether it looks cool or not, whatever. It's just like people are actually doing it, so you're not alone. I think that'd be really cool for you to share that so other people can see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We got Indigo up here. That was Hammy Ham on the Discord server, which we have like over 9,000 people on. So if you'd like to join the Discord, it's just discord.gg/DanDanTheFireman. And that's where we're taping this podcast. Indigo, how you doing?
Hey, doing great. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you perfectly.
All right, awesome. So my wife came in and talked to me in the middle of the beginning, so I apologize if you mentioned this one already, but do not ride hungry or with low blood sugar. There was a ride I was doing. I had to, there was an issue with getting my new license with my motorcycle endorsement, so I had to go out and get it at the DMV, and there's a mess up with the mail. And anyways, I left hungry that day. And the entire ride there, something felt off. And I was tripping I was like, what is wrong with this day or this ride? And I was like, I gotta go. Like, I gotta get there and whatever. And I was a little bit like, I didn't really take enough time to stop and think about it. And so I was riding like ultra careful the whole way, because, just my vibometer, if you want to call it that, was kind of off. And
I'm gonna steal that, by the way. The vibometer.
Perfect. Go ahead.
All right.
And but yeah, because like every time I go out to ride, I always check my vibometer. I check the vibe. I'm like, is today a good day to ride? And I didn't quite trust that all the way, and because something was off. And ironically, after all that was done, I just went and got some food, let it digest for a bit, and then the whole ride home was great. And I was like, holy crap! Like, never again am I riding like dehydrated or hungry. That was probably one of the worst feelings ever. Because, admittedly, when I drive a car, you can get away with a lot of stuff in a car. Like you shouldn't, but you can drive a little drowsy in a car. You'll be fine sometimes. Don't do it. That's not good. But like when you got those four wheels and stuff, I'm learning on my motorcycle. There's a couple bad habits I have actually from driving that I'm shaking on the motorcycle. So that's something I think to keep in mind, as especially for new motorcycle riders, is you might be able to get away with it in a car, but it's infinitely more dangerous on a motorcycle, and you might not be able to get away with it at all. So that was something I learned that day. Thankfully, nothing bad happened. I got home and to my destination just fine. But I would never do that again. That's for sure.
Yeah, were you when it comes to the being hungry, was it more of a cognitive decline or was it like a hangry?
It wasn't so much a hangry. There was a little bit of a cognitive decline. I'm slightly hypoglycemic, so if my blood sugar gets off, like
Oh
I
yeah.
can feel really weird. So it's not like super bad, but it's enough that like, if I have like too much sugar at a certain time of day or without enough real food inside me, like I'm shot. So this particular day, I forgotten to eat breakfast and lunch. It was a busy day with work and stuff, um and I just kind of like went out, just in my busy mindset. And it's just like, yeah, everything. I guess the best way to describe it is when I'm on the road, I try to like intuitively like feel my way through the road, like like being able to pay attention to cars and like kind of feel out the energy on the road and stuff like that. Are people anxious? Are people stressed? Are people busy? Or are people safe and secure and stuff? And I just could not. It felt like I was riding blind with that particular sense, I guess is what it was, because my blood sugar was just totally off, and I had to think really consciously about everything I was doing on the motorcycle. I couldn't just relax and ride. So yeah, there a little bit of a cognitive decline, a little bit emotional, I guess, in that way there. But yeah, I was not firing on all cylinders for the first half of that ride. No.
Do you do you keep like little candies, little hard candies in your jacket?
I do not, but that's actually a fantastic suggestion, actually, to like, because my wife will usually buy little granola bars for us to
Mm-hmm.
snack on, and I should probably carry one of those in my jacket every time I ride out, just in case.
Yeah, I say hard candies just in case it melts. So
Oh,
hard candy. Yeah, so
yeah.
we would for diabetics, and I know you said you're just you're sensitive to glucose. But diabetics will keep like a bunch of hard candies around, and that's kind of how we would know. We'd walk in and we talk about assessment, and walking in and kind of getting a good idea. We'll come in and it's just somebody feeling sick, and I see like a bunch of hard candies on the counter, a bunch of hard candies in a bowl over here, and then in their bedroom when they're feeling sick and all sweaty and pale, cool, diaphoretic. They have a bowl of hard candies here, but then like a 2 liter of soda here, and they have them in their pockets. So it's like whenever they feel low on it, they would just pop in a candy. Now I'm not diabetic, so I don't know the whole thing, but that's definitely if they're feeling low, they can throw that in, and sucralose, glucose, all that stuff will shoot you up real quick. Obviously, you don't want to keep doing that, but yeah, if I guess if in like in that situation where you feel like you're feeling a little low, pull over, pop in a hard candy that you keep in your jacket. You don't take it out, and see how you feel afterwards. And if you still feel like crap, it might be something else. But if you feel better, get home and eat something. Don't just keep eating candy. Eat like a real meal at that point.
Definitely. Yeah, and there was one other habit I wanted to mention too,
Do it.
to break her suggestion was, and this one I applied this morning actually. What reminded me of it was you're talking about leaving late, or that frantic rush if you're late for something and you're taking your motorcycle. So I don't normally leave my house this early in the morning. There was an interview for a video gig that I was going to, and they had the interview early in the morning, um and I forgot that school started out here. And so when I checked how long it would take to get to the interview, that was the night before with clear roads. So I wake up and I get ready, I whip open my GPS, and I go to, start riding, and all of a sudden the ETA is like 10 or 15 minutes longer than it was supposed to be. And so I texted them, let them know, hey, I'm going to be a little late. There's some school traffic and stuff. They were totally cool and everything, but I immediately went into okay, I'm behind. I need to take the bike so I can lane filter and stuff like that at the red lights. But I remembered as I was going out, first off, like all the things like don't freak out, do not, get frantic, don't speed, don't go crazy, don't lose all sense of control. And actually, I remembered um, the advice I heard from I think Nick Iantosh. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah. I don't know how to say it, but I know who you're talking about. The champions, Yamaha
Mhm.
champion school guy.
Yeah, I have his book, Sport Riding Techniques. It's been a great book to read. And I recently watched a video from him on the 100 points of grip, and this phrase came to my mind while I was riding and feeling a little frantic. Is he said, fast riders are not rushing, they're not pinning the throttle, they're smooth riders. And I realized while I was out riding through the traffic, that kind of helped me calm down. I was like, you know what, I am late, and no amount of riding is going to fix that. And if I want to get there safely, then I need to continue to ride smooth. And if I am smooth, that's going to help me. If I put myself in that Zen state, that racers talk about, if I put myself in the Zen state, I'm going to be safe. And I might even actually shave a couple minutes off because I'll be able to still lane filter and I'll be able to see routes and lanes and stuff like that to avoid traffic. But I'm going to be able to do it safely because the worst thing you want to do when you're in a race is feel frantic. Because, for anyone who's ever raced either in simulators or go-kart tracks or real big tracks, racing is just as much a mental game as it is a physical game. If you get psyched out, it messes up your lines, it messes up your acceleration and your braking and your situational awareness. And so obviously I'm not racing on the way there. It's not a racetrack, it's public roads, but June just bolded it slow, smooth as fast. Remembering when you're in a rush or when you're late, that giving into that fight or flight response your body goes into is going to put you in danger. And instead, thinking like a racer, not racing, but thinking like a racer and just putting yourself in the Zen state that just ride smooth, deep breaths, stay focused. You'll get there when you get there. And then, of course, also just pro tip, let people know you're going to be late. And that takes a lot of the stress out as well. Especially if they're like, hey, I understand new time is totally fine. Well, if they tell you you're good like that, then, boom. So let people know you're going to be late and just stay smooth. Don't give into the fight or flight response. That is a horrible habit that has led to tons of accidents on the road. People getting psyched out that they're late or there's traffic. Yeah, just don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Always leave early. I like being 15 minutes early.
Yes. And then of course leave early.
Yeah. If I'm on time, I'm late. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So I always leave early. Hey, thank you for letting us know all these stories. I'd never thought of the low blood sugar, but not from a diabetic. So that was interesting to hear. But yeah, it can easily happen even with anybody. You could dehydrated, you can have other issues. So thank you, Indigo, for sharing all these different concepts with us and letting us learn from it. I'm looking at the after the ride text and it's going crazy in there. But I think we got maybe one more person. We still got, oh, there we go. SMG 516. How are you doing?
Hey Dan, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Hey, so first of all, I just want to say I'm a fan of your teaching and content. I've got a mixed bag of good and bad habits I'd like to bring forward just to see what your opinion is on them.
Please do. And thank you, by the way. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I've been a rider for a little over a year now, and I've had a riding buddy for about half that. And my riding buddy is the kind of person who usually rev bombs and toots and flips the bird at people who usually cut him off. And what I've noticed from talking to my dad about my riding excursions with this person is that I've picked up this person's habits. And it's even more so prominent, like, when I've been driving home from work, there's this one particular intersection where I'm always getting cut off, because the left-hand lane is the lane that people take to go to the motorway, but people always cut in front of me from the right-hand lane to the left within, 2 feet in front of me. And I've always just been getting angry at them, flipping the bird, just wearing my head off. And is that something that I should keep up, or is that something I should just treat as a non-issue? Do you reckon?
So the same intersection, just so I can orient myself to your situation.
Yeah.
So, walk me through. We're riding, and it's an
So,
intersection.
yeah, this is a 2-lane intersection
Okay.
where the both lanes turn right,
Okay.
and the left-hand lane is a lane that goes up towards the motorway, and the right-hand lane, which is the inside lane, turns right as well, except it carries straight up the road.
Okay.
And what I find happening is that with me being in the left-hand lane, going round this roundabout, going round this intersection to go onto the motorway, people on the inside lane cut in front of me
Mm.
to get onto the motorway.
Yeah.
Is that making sense? So,
Yeah, that makes
what do
it.
you reckon?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and great description because now I can really picture it in my head. And you're saying this happens pretty much all the time, right?
Yeah, like 5 times out of 10, just always happening at this one intersection. I'm always just getting fed up at people. And it
Yeah.
just upsets my whole mood for like the rest of the day.
Yeah. So right away, if it's constantly happening, even like half the time, and you kind of know it's coming up, it's gonna start getting you more agitated because of the last time it's happened. So when it comes to that, just anticipate that. So the best way I would anticipate that is if we're riding side by side. So let's say you're, like you said, you're in the left lane because you want to take off onto that exit, but people in the right lane keep cutting in front of you. Don't
Yeah.
ride side by side with people. Try to keep it staggered. And when it's
Okay.
staggered like that, you're already anticipating the person in front, kind of in that stagger, to cross in front of you. Treat this more of an orange stage situation now. So now you're kind of covering those. You not kind of, you are. You're covering that break. You're finding your escape path. You're looking for different vehicles in the roadway because you just know that they're going to do this. And if they don't, that's great. But if they do, you're
Yeah.
prepped and ready for it. And the agitation that you get going into it, that's just because of the previous times that this has happened, where it's kind of scared you. It's caused you to panic a little bit because it is a dangerous thing, and your body has that natural adrenaline rush. So now you're in that fight or flight. So your body recognizes it coming into that, and that's natural. It's absolutely natural. So
Right.
the best way we can flip that around is that you have to now start riding staggered, anticipating orange stage, and then the few times it does happen in front of you and you were already prepped for it, and it could still piss you off a little bit. It's like, I knew you were gonna do this. You jerk. You cut me off, but you're fine. After a few
Yeah.
of these times, you're gonna come into this intersection, and it's almost gonna be like a game. I'm looking at the After the Ride text. Let me know, guys, in the After the Ride text on the Discord, if you used to ride a little angry, but then after being situation aware, zoned in, and recognizing people like side of the vehicle, if that has helped you with your mental aspect. Because the reason why I asked that from them is because I've known a bunch of people already have told me that it's made their ride more enjoyable. That was part of your problem, is that after this, your ride is just ugh. It's just, you hate it. You're pissed. You're thinking about that, and that causes you to lose your mental zoning in portion. You're
Yeah.
zoned in on the bad thing. You're zoned out off the ride. So the goal is to not get angry in the first place. Therefore, the rest of your ride is safer and you actually enjoy it. So recognizing these things ahead of time causes you to not be freaked out, not be angry, and then with habit and with entering that intersection, a lot of times you're not going to be angry, and then before you know it, you're just not an angry rider anymore, even when people do stupid stuff to you. So that would be my recommendation for that one.
All right. So just be more cautious, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean, you already know that they're gonna do that. So if they're gonna do that and they shouldn't, it's like, they shouldn't, but ride staggered so you can see it ahead of time. And if they do pop out in front of you, it gives you some opportunity to apply some progressive brake pressure so that they can keep going. You let them in, and this way you're not side by side where you have to do some crazy maneuvering. Yeah.
Right. And a potential good habit I like to talk about is there's this particular bit of road coming from my house where it's an uphill that turns into a natural left-hand bend up towards a traffic light controlled intersection. Now, what I do is I'm always rolling off the throttle, dropping my speed by about 20 k's every time I come to this intersection, because it's a blind corner and I'm always looking both ways, regardless if it's green or red. Do you reckon that's a good habit, or is that potentially dangerous?
Okay, so you're coming up. You know it's an intersection after this crest of the hill and a turn.
Yes.
So, okay, so you're coming up, and what's the speed limit for that?
Speed limit is 50 k's an hour.
And so what you do is you get up to the top, and you know that intersection's coming up, so you slow down to 20.
Yeah, just before I hit the peak of the hill, I roll off the throttle and drop my speed by about 20 k's an hour, because if there's anyone coming from either side of me, then I have enough time to react and slow down. Is that a good habit or nah?
Well, it's actually going to be dependent on what you think. So, have you ever had an issue dropping down to 20 doing this?
No.
Like
I haven't
anybody
had any
behind you getting
problem.
pissed? Anybody, nothing like that?
No.
Then I think you should keep doing it, because that is how you feel in that moment, that's how you're going to be able to navigate that situation. You feel like you need to drop it to 20 in order to anticipate something, and if that's where you feel comfortable, keep doing it. If it's something that you want to change and you want to take it at 50, or maybe even 40 or 35, go ahead and gradually increase it. So understand you're doing 20, maybe
Yeah.
do 25 the next time, and then get used to that feeling, and then realize that you can stop in time, with good practice and everything. Then try it at 30, and then if you're like, hey, that's as most I want to do it, then stay there. It's all up to you. If you feel 20 is good for you, do it. If you feel like you could do more, but there's a risk involved, gradually get to that point, and then you should be fine still. But I don't recommend taking it like faster than 50, like you're gonna keep practicing until you get to like 70. Yeah, I don't recommend that.
No.
But it's up to you if you want to increase it. But if nobody has an issue and you feel confident and you feel good with that, I'm not. If I was riding with you and I see that you're going down to 20 on a 50, I would just be asking you on the Bluetooth and be like, "Hey, what's up?" And you're like, "Oh, I feel comfortable doing this." And be like, "You know what? Let's do it. I'm good with it too." It wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother any crew members. It shouldn't bother you. But if it does, go ahead and start increasing.
All right.
All right, man. Great question.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
Great question. I thank you for sharing your bad habit, by the way. Not a
Yes.
lot of people like to share that, but I think some people think of it like a class. You rose your hand and you shared a bad habit, and there's probably 5, 10 other people that have the same habit but didn't want to raise their hand, but now they got the same answer. So I really do appreciate you coming up here and letting us know.
Yeah, no, thanks for.
Oh, there you go. You went bye-bye. We're still getting an idea of how this works. So, comment in the after the ride text and let us know how you're doing. See, look at No 10's already started. Nathan,
what's going on?
How you doing? I
Oh,
think
I'm
this will
doing
be the. Oh, I'm sorry. I think this will be the last one because it's 4:52, 5 p.m. I gotta leave the firehouse and clock out. But yeah. So what's going on with you? What habits do you got?
So I wanted to, you mentioned before about the Dunning-Kruger effect, and I wanted to touch on that for a second. So 3 years ago or so, I had the bad habit of just nothing's going to get me. I am the best rider I know, so on and so forth. And that's what led up to my crash that I had because, it's not happened before. It hasn't happened to me yet. It's not going to happen ever. So that led into my crash. But the big point that I wanted to bring up on top of the Dunning-Kruger, because that happened to me, and the way I got out of that bad habit was instead of what you're doing and showing everybody the mistakes of other people, that I had the mistake myself and had to learn from that myself. But I wasn't wearing gear at the time because, again, it compounded from, okay, it hasn't happened to me. I also don't have to wear gear because of that. So I wasn't wearing all of the gear. I mean, I had helmet, gloves, jacket, and boots, but I didn't have the pants. So because of everything going on, I ended up going down, destroyed my left knee, and sorry, I thought my echo was on. So yeah, I ended up going down, and the reason why I never really got gear in the past was for being, I mean, I'm 6'1" and super skinny, and I have friends overseas, so I know the conversion for that is 185 centimeters for anybody listening. So finding gear that fits me is hard enough in general, so I never really took time into searching for it because the gear is always too big or too short. I can't ever find gear that fit me. But after the wreck and after destroying my knee, it put a new drive to, okay, fall back on how to not get myself into the situation to crash in the first place. But if I did, I want to be able to protect my knees if I were to go down again. So I ended up searching for gear, and it is possible. I ended up finding gear that fit me, like the armored pants and all of that. But it took me forever to find that gear, and since it was so hard to find, I just never, I never went and acquired that. So that's something that I learned from. So it's not a current issue, but for anybody listening who's skinny and tall or can't find gear, and just it's not worth the effort to go look. It really is. I can't stress that part enough, that after going down and destroying my knee, like everything else was fine. I had all the other gear except for the pants, but the pants are what took all the damage. So the gear is out there. You just got to go look for it and spend the time to go actually find it and fit it or try it on and all of that. But yeah, the Dunning-Kruger effect, being or thinking that you're a better rider than you are, leading into wrecking without wearing all of the proper gear, is that was my bad habit that I ended up breaking through trial and error.
I don't think I have anything to add to that. You've been watching a lot of my videos, haven't you?
I've been, geez, way too much. Maybe not enough. I don't know.
If anybody doesn't know, he's the editor for the DDFM crew. If you notice on the right side on the Discord, we got the DDFM creative team. So Head World is Nathan. He's the one that edits everything. Rainan's the production manager, and then we got Tanis on right now, and he's the one that designed. He's the interior decorator for the lounge that you saw today. So quick shout out to them. Newbie made a bunch of stuff for us too. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say when it comes to wearing gear. I mean, it seems like the story is almost the same with everybody that has crashed. It's the one piece they didn't have is the one area they got hurt. It's just really, that's how it works.
And I don't remember who said, I think someone in the After the Ride stage text said that this is the type of stuff, everything we talked about in this podcast is stuff that you don't learn in classes. And I think it was Hexagon Falcon. If you don't want your name being mentioned, I can edit it out. But yeah, Hexagon Falcon, he said that, yeah, this is stuff that people don't teach in classes, the mindset, the gear and all of that. So yeah, whether you're watching the video and learning from other people, or you're like me and you learn from my own trial and error, all the gear all the time, and take what everyone else talked about from this podcast and apply it to your own habits.
Yep. Exactly. I don't think I have anything else to add to that. Thank you, Nathan, for sharing. I know you have plenty more stories, and we're going to have plenty more of these podcasts, so I love capping it off with you. And whenever you want to say something, please jump on up. Appreciate it.
All right. See ya.
All right. I'll see ya. All right. I think that's enough of extra peoples today. Can somebody tell me how many special guest commentators we had? Write it in the After the Ride text. But those of you that are just now jumping into the YouTube, what we're doing is that we are finishing up the After the Ride podcast that we just filmed live on the Discord. And if you want to participate, if you notice we have everyone here wanting to participate, you are able to get up on stage and everything. Please join the Discord. It's absolutely free. You do not have to pay. You do not have to send any money or anything. We just want to have a bunch of like-minded people join the DDFM crew that are following the Smart Rider principles and making sure that we're riding safe and our buddies are riding safe. We're taking care of our buddies. They're taking care of us, and we're helping each other out. That's really what it is, just like a firefighting brotherhood. Okay, that's why I wanted to really make a solid crew, a big family. But I want to say thank you everybody that participated. It is 5 p.m. It is time for me to clock out. So with that said, I'm going to hang out in the Discord for a little bit. I'm going to do my own after action review of how this live stream went, because I like to make sure I keep getting better and better and better. With that said, let's go ahead and get some music going. I want to just show you guys what the Discord looks like, and I will be ending the stream. Thank you so much. Truly do appreciate. Right here, we got the Discord. Join the Discord. It is absolutely free. I'll be seeing you around.